How did you, Walaikum Assalam, how long did it take to grow that mustache?
Probably 46.
Mm, yeah, perfect. So I was asking you about the mustache because that's the first thing that stole the show.
Probably 6 months. Yeah, 6 months, 6, 7 months.
And yeah, like what was the motivation behind it?
Just because, uh, do you know Nikolai II or
Mm,
George the Fourth? King George the Fourth and Nikolai II. So the main motivation was to imitate an imperial mustache, like royalty.
mm,
That was the motivation. So यही मैंने सोचा कि let's try it out. Because I was keeping a chevron, like a
mm.
classic British chevron before this. So that was inspired by Jinnah, but this is a little bit inspired by Iqbal, the the imperial handlebars. And I keep it not like clean handlebar mustache, but an imperial one, which is a bit messy. Like you just twirl it, and that's it. If you look closely, it's not a
It looks
vast
good.
ring.
It looks good. I
Yeah.
see like again. Like it has it. I don't know. It has that haughty vibe, that
Hmm?
arrogance mixed with confidence vibe.
I don't think so, but it is a very bold mustache. And
Mm.
you have to be really confident because you will get stares from every single person. So you have to be confident enough to pull this off.
Hmm. कहाँ पे पाए जाते हैं आप कहाँ पे the background looks fascinating as well.
Right now, I'm in the gym. So ये पीछे Russian banya. Banya is like a sauna. Russian banya is around 80 degrees centigrade और very high humidity. ये मेरे पीछे रशियन बानिया और ये मेरा जिम है यहाँ पे मैं बैठा हूँ बाहर ओपन एयर.
By mera gym, you mean you have like an apartment gym, or it's like, or like
नहीं नहीं it's like a paid subscription यहाँ पे
कितना टाइम हो गया
मैं
रशिया में
एक्सरसाइज
आपको?
कर. हम्म.
कितना टाइम हो गया रशिया में?
यार अभी तो मुझे 1 सवा 1 महीना होगा.
नहीं, लाइक इन टोटल जब आप पहले मैं आपसे मिला था इस्लामाबाद में.
हाँ यार मैं बैक एंड फोर्थ ट्रेवल करता रहा हूँ काफी दफा तो I've been traveling since 2019 back and forth.
Why?
Yeah, personally, there are better facilities here.
Hmm.
Gym is good. There are a lot of Russians are very sporty. It's a very walkable city. The weather is good. It's very clean. These are the few things that I really like about it. And also, I have a social circle here. I have friends. We hang out. We play different sports. We go snowboarding, mountain biking, table tennis. On Eid holiday, we went parachuting, solo parachuting, strike ball, which is like a war zone where you have guns with plastic pellets that you really shoot. They hurt, but they don't pierce the skin. So it was a really good. So I have a good social circle here. पाकिस्तान में लोग बहुत सुस्त हैं यार पता नहीं क्या मसला है. गर्मी एक तो
ये
बहुत
तो
लगती
है.
है लोगों को फिर थकावट हो जाती है.
हम्म, काफी मसाइल है.
4 कदम
तो
ही चलता है.
तो आप
यहाँ
ग्रेजुएट कब हुए थे? मैं आपसे 2 साल जूनियर था या 3 साल? 16 में ग्रेजुएट हुए थे आप?
हाँ 16 में हुआ था.
16 में
2 साल
ग्रेजुएट
जूनियर
हुए
थे.
थे. नहीं, मैं 1 साल जूनियर हूँ आपसे. तो आप डिग्री
35.
4. हाँ, मैं 35.
हम्म.
तो
हाँ
आप
1 साल.
16 में ग्रेजुएट हुए, 16 से 17 18 19 तक क्या करते हो?
यार मैं 16 में ग्रेजुएट ग्रेजुएट हुआ था और मैं 17 में रशिया आया था पहली बार।
अच्छा।
और वैसे उस 16 से लेके 19 तक मैं आईबीएम में था। आईबीएम में वहां से मैंने ट्रैवल शुरू किया था 16 17 में मैंने शुरू में ट्रैवल किया था कतर। फिर वापस आके रशिया। फिर उसके बाद तुर्की। फिर अबू धाबी। फिर रशिया। ऐसे मैं पहली दफा रशिया में अपने स्टार्टअप के सिलसिले में आया था जो मेरा फाइनल ईयर प्रोजेक्ट था। वो
हम्म।
कजान समिट में सिलेक्ट हुआ था 2017 में, तो मैंने यहाँ पे रिप्रेजेंट किया था। तो वहां से ये सब कुछ शुरू हुआ था।
एंड व्हाई लाइक यूजुअली लोग यूएस जा रहे होते हैं जॉब्स के लिए, काम के लिए, या फर्दर
यह
स्टडीज के लिए
मैं
पहुंच
एक बड़ी
जाते हैं?
स्ट्रॉन्ग स्ट्रॉन्ग रीजन दूंगा कि क्यों रशिया। बिकॉज ऑफ द लैक ऑफ डीजेनरेसी। यूएस
हम्म।
और यूरोप के अंदर डीजेनरेट पीपल आर डीजेनरेट, यानी कि वहां पे ना क्रेजी। यहाँ पे देर आर स्टिल accustomed to culture, they are still accustomed to religion. Most of the people are, for example, in Kazan they're 50% Muslims, 50% Orthodox Christians. So even the Orthodox Christians throughout Russia, they are religious in a way that they try to protect their culture. And यार ये जो बाकी पूरी दुनिया में जो फजूल चीजें चल रही हैं वो यहाँ पे कम है। इट्स स्टिल कंट्रोल्ड। you cannot openly declare yourself gay और LGBTQ और फजूल चीजें यहाँ पे नहीं कर सकते। और people are cultured, people like यहाँ पे लोगों को पढ़ने का शौक है। यहाँ पे स्पोर्ट्स का शौक है। यूरोप और यूएसए के अंदर ठीक है, वहाँ पे लोग हैं ऐसे, लेकिन वहाँ पे लोगों को पता नहीं क्रेजी किस्म के शौक हैं। किसी गरीब सी सोच है लोगों की। तो इसलिए आई प्रेफर है। इट्स लाइक अ बेस्ट मिक्स ऑफ वेस्ट एंड ईस्ट, where you have Eastern values and a Western culture. It's like a very plausible or very comfortable mix that you feel at home. ऊपर से दोस्त जो मेरे हैं वो तुर्कमन, तातार और बाशकिर, दागिस्तानी।
बशकिया।
यहाँ पे मेरे वो सब। हाँ। तो वो सब दोस्त है मेरे। अभी जो मैंने पैराशूटिंग थी वो बाशकिर में, वो उसमें दोस्त है बाशकिर, उसके साथ गए हुए थे। तो you have a very good mix of people. Yeah. Yeah.
So many questions. How how are you so original? Like I remember seeing you ईएमई की जिम के अंदर। मैं मेरे ख्याल से पंखा ऑफ कर रहा था एंड यू टोल्ड मी कि नहीं, क्योंकि वो एक देसी बिलीव होता था ना कि यार वर्कआउट करते हुए आपने जो
Hard
है
time.
हाँ ठंडे हो जाएंगे और पता नहीं क्या हो जाएंगे ना, मतलब कि मैं पंखा बंद कर देता हूँ यार। यू वर लाइक नहीं यार, वैसे अननेसेसरी डिहाइड्रेशन होगी। एंड देन यू वेंट ऑन एक्सप्लेनिंग टू मी कि पता नहीं इंटरनल मैकेनिज्म आपका इतना गर्म रखता है कि उससे मसला नहीं है। और ये जो पता नहीं सेट ऑफ हो रहा है टेम्परेचर, ये क्या हो रहा है, लाइक ही मेक्स सेंस, व्हाई डिड नॉट आई थिंक अबाउट दैट। मुझे वैसे सर कहीं मैंने आपसे कभी पूछा नहीं, टेल मी अबाउट योर चाइल्डहुड, लाइक यू आर दिस मिस्ट्री जॉन विक टाइप पर्सनालिटी हु इज वेल बिल्ट,
On.
नहीं हु इज वेल बिल्ट, who stays quiet. Like I think you were the most well built, or one of the most well built. अगर एस्थेटिकली देखें तो मेरे ख्याल से द मोस्ट वेल बिल्ट पर्सन ईएमई के अंदर। जीपी आपका हाई था, खामोशी से इधर से उधर फिर रहे हैं, वेरी वेल ड्रेस्ड, प्रॉपर शर्ट्स, ऑलवेज आयरन्ड। उसके बाद देन आई वाज लाइक लेट्स वेट फॉर हिज ग्रेजुएशन। ये ग्रेजुएशन के दौरान लोगों के शशके वशके होते हैं, तो बाद में देखेंगे क्या आता है जब जिम्मेदारियां बढ़ती हैं। And then, like, fast forward, I mean, you're definitely making good money. यू आर ट्रैवलिंग द वर्ल्ड। आप खामोशी से जब जाके रशिया बैठे हुए हैं, कोई आपकी सोशल मीडिया पोस्ट नहीं होती है, कोई आपका इंस्टाग्राम एक्टिव नहीं होता, कोई आपके व्हाट्सएप पे स्टोरीज नहीं लग रही होती, कोई आप अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड, गाड़ियाँ या ट्रैवल की तस्वीरें फ्लॉन्ट नहीं कर रहे होते हैं। Who the fuck are you? Like, who are you? Where were you born? Who are you? How, like, are you a result of some program? Who are you? Spill the secret,
Yeah,
spill the beans.
you're not the only person who has asked me this. I have heard this question so many times. Even यहाँ पे भी people, it's very strange in the way I carry out myself, the way I keep myself preserved. So it's like a defense mechanism to keep myself preserved. I don't like to flaunt. I don't like to be the center of attention. I don't really want to show the world I am doing a very minor thing. I like to live the life. यानी कि मुझे मुझे शौक है कि अगर फॉर एग्जांपल मुझे किसी को बताने की जरूरत ही नहीं है। मेरे पेरेंट्स को नहीं पता होता कि मैं इस टाइम कहाँ पे हूँ। मैं कई दफा और ऊपर से ना मैं इंफॉर्मेशन आई हैव द बिगेस्ट sin that I do is the sin of omission. यानी कि I don't lie, but I don't really tell the full story. For example, अगर अभी अभी मेरे ख्याल से दो लोगों को पता होगा पाकिस्तान में कि मैं ट्रैवल कर रहा हूँ और उनमें से एक को पता है कि मैं रशिया हूँ से। तो अगर कोई मेरे से पूछता है ना कि तुम किधर हो, और मैं तुम्हें एक बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज बताऊंगा। Human beings want to listen the truth that they want to listen. यानी कि अगर तुम उन्हें कुछ चीज बताते हो ना, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल में से कोई अगर कोई मेरे घर के पास आया हुआ ना, तो वो मेरे से पूछेगा ना किधर हो, और मैं से कहूंगा ना कि यार मैं बाहर हूँ, बाहर आया हूँ। तो दैट्स इट। आई डोंट हैव टू एक्सप्लेन कि मैं आउट ऑफ कंट्री आया हुआ हूँ या मैं इधर बैठा हुआ हूँ। दैट्स द थिंग दैट दे बिकॉज दैट्स व्हाट दे वांट टू लिसन कि अच्छा मैं घर के पास हूँ तो क्या मैं मिल सकता हूँ कि नहीं मिल सकता, बाहर आया हूँ तो नहीं मिल सकता, एंड दैट्स इट। वी डोंट रियली हैव
Hmm.
टू स्पिल द फुल truth. So I always do that. There is only one guy who
Why?
asks follow-up question. Yeah,
Why?
I don't like people to know where I am, what I'm doing. What's the purpose? Well, I mean, I don't understand. उसका क्या फायदा होगा? This is my life. I want to spend it my way. I don't have to explain or tell anyone कि मैं ये कर रहा हूँ. It's just the feeling that I have. I don't really like to.
What were your parents? What are your parents like rather? मतलब क्या करते थे? क्या करते हैं? Where were you born? How many siblings do you have?
That's a lot of private questions that I don't really answer.
You can skip.
So
सारे skip कर रहे हैं, लेकिन that's the things I want to know
okay,
about you.
let's start with the beginning. I was born in Lahore. My parents, my mother is from a Persian family who migrated to India from Iran. ठीक है, और they were super white and pink skin with colored eyes. My father was born in Multan. They were merchants, and they moved to Lahore. My mother's family moved from, I don't remember the place in India. She tells me a lot of time, but I'm forgetting the information. So they moved to Faisalabad, uh, arranged marriage. They both got married, moved to Lahore. I was born there. So this is just a childhood story. My father was always a businessman. My mother was always a housewife, and I studied in a good school. And curiosity मेरे अंदर शुरू से ही थी,
आप
even before
बहन
going
कितने
to
हो?
school.
How
And
many
that,
siblings are you? Sorry to interrupt you. How many
five,
siblings are you?
five,
Okay, and
five.
you are the eldest, middle, like
Yes,
you're
yeah,
the
I am the
eldest.
eldest. Yeah, I
What are
am
the
the
others
eldest.
like? Are the
Or
others are the others as much of a mystery as you are, or they're just normal people?
normal people. Define normal.
I know
With
that
am
was
am
coming, but let's
am I not
say
normal?
closer to the net average. You're definitely not normal. You're there. There are not many people on planet Earth who are worried about okay, how they are built, what their proportions are, how much body fat they have, at the same time, how well groomed they are, how better they're carrying themselves, how often do they detox themselves, and at the same time, if they have a good skill or not, and at the same time, where they should be living or not, and at the same time, worrying about, or rather, keeping in mind कि भाई पानी कैसा है, एयर कैसी है, फूड कैसा है, कल्चर कैसे है, जेनेटिक्स के बारे में नहीं पता लोगों को. uh, there are not many people who, after doing all of these things, also go and fucking train in martial arts and knock people out and probably get knocked out themselves as well. तो मैं तो
Yeah.
इतने सारे लोग नहीं जानता. मुझे तो आई यू आर डेफिनेटली लाइक यू डेफिनेटली नॉट नॉर्मल. लाइक नॉर्मल जब हम कह रहे होते हैं तो वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एक नेट एवरेज या उससे चले प्लस माइनस टू स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन कह रहे हैं. You are somewhere out of that bracket. You are definitely somewhere out of that bracket. And you wear it so lightly.
Yeah,
Chill, relax.
it's just curiosity. It's just curiosity. It's just the essence of living life to the fullest. I like living life to the fullest. And okay, yeah, those is and okay, there is something that I always quote. There is a sacrifice
Mm,
in everything. Okay. And every decision that you make, there is one sacrifice. And okay, for example, if I don't choose to sacrifice my comfort, like most people sacrifice their sports for the comfort. I sacrifice my comfort for sports, for living life, for observing things, for gaining knowledge, for training, for better health. So there is always a sacrifice in everything, in every decision. I sacrifice money for traveling. People sacrifice travel for money, for saving money. So there is always a sacrifice. So it's just the decision that you take. अच्छा अब मैंने इस situation में क्या चीज sacrifice करनी है? And for me, money and these all the things that you can gain and they are stable, that they are static. For example, money won't change, right? Money is money, but time is more precious, and the age is more precious. And for example, the energy, the vitality, the bill that I have today might not be available a year or two down the road. So should I sacrifice all of this youth to save a bit of money? This is just the choice that you make. So for me, choosing to live is more precious. Choosing to be free is more precious than staying at one place, saving a lot of money, anticipating a future that may or may not exist. So
I, I think tell
that's
me
the
something.
sacrifice that I made.
Tell me something. What's your main fear? मतलब देखें, I get it. But okay, you like to travel, you like to explore. आपकी priorities different हैं. लेकिन at the same time, आप travel कर रहे हैं तो you're spending money. You're going to gym, you're spending money. You're living in a place, definitely. अगर बाहर रह रहे हैं तो 90% probability, more than that, is you have rented it. You are paying for electricity, all of this stuff. What's your main, like, what sustains you? क्या करते हैं? Programming कर रहे हैं, बस programming jobs remote कर रहे हैं, कर क्या रहे हैं?
नहीं मेरी प्रोग्रामिंग जॉब नहीं है मेरी जॉब जो है आई एम द आर्किटेक्ट ऑफ माय कंपनी यानी कि जो मेरी एप्लीकेशन है ना आई एम द आर्किटेक्ट और वैसे भी
What's
आई
your
गॉट
application?
फंडेड माय एप्लीकेशन वी जस्ट गॉट फंडेड इन Malaysia around 8 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a startup idea, we got funded, we are building that. So that's the main thing that I do. So
Do you have
I'm
a
the CTO of
website?
my not yet because abhi recently we were waiting for a few things for
Mm-hmm.
formalization, for getting the funds and for the open media जो कि marketing वगैरह वो करते हैं to share everything before
What,
releasing a website. We
what
have
were
a
you doing
website,
it?
but it's not in a good shape.
Okay, fair enough. Uh, what were you doing at IBM? Like, were you a programmer, hardcore programmer, coder?
No, I was working in the yeah programming, coding. They were all part of the job. Okay, but it was more like understanding. So I was part of the IBM Watson team, the NLP, the LLMs, the language models before they were cool. IBM Watson was kind of the first language model. I won't say a large
Hmm.
language model, but it was the first language model. They, it was made to compete in Jeopardy. जिसने IBM ने Deep Blue बनाया था to compete in chess. IBM ने Watson बनाया था to compete in Jeopardy. Jeopardy is a very colloquial uh, quiz show जहाँ पे
Hmm.
आप they ask an answer and you have to give a question. For example, I'm
They
the tallest building
ask
in the
an answer and
world.
you have to give a question. Okay.
Yes, for example, so that's the trick. So for example, the question or the answer is I'm the tallest building in the world, and you have to answer or you have to question what is Burj Khalifa. So something like
Hmm.
this.
Hmm.
Or I am Burj Khalifa. What is the tallest building in the world? So you have to do like this. So it's very tricky. The language is very tricky because answering a question like a quiz or FAQs, it's easy, but to do a reverse, so there is a lot of syntactic and semantic language processing that goes into it. So I was part of that team. We built it. We evangelized it for a lot of customers. और उसके बाद मैं AI और data science के अंदर चला गया. And I worked for a lot of companies, for a lot of projects. So this was all part of the technical, if you're asking. So I am very technical in terms of understanding different behaviors, different statistics, how different things work, especially in AI, language models, image processing. So I was part of a lot of different projects, startups. So there was one startup called Recult where we were gathering information from satellite imagery and we were detecting what crops are growing on land and what is the health status from the low res satellite imagery. So I was the main architect of that particular project as well. It got patented. And I was also lead architect of the project for understanding arrhythmia through different EKG scans. So
Studying
they were
what?
all technical. So
Understanding what?
EKGs, arrhythmia. There are different types of arrhythmia, the heartbeat,
Uh-huh.
problems, errors, sickness, illness. So you understand it because in arrhythmia, your heart shakes rather than beating, it shakes, it
Uh-huh.
trembles. So there are tremors in the heart. So they're called arrhythmia. There's a rhythm
A
in your
rhythm,
heart.
exactly.
So you have to detect it, yeah, because it leads to sudden cardiac death. So I was part of the team. I was actually the main architect who designed this algorithm to understand arrhythmia, different types of arrhythmia, and understand or highlight different KPIs in order to track arrhythmia for long term. फिर ये सारी चीजें थी जो कि I was always curious. So the main idea is I was always curious. Since childhood, since now, until now, I am always curious to take risks, to understand so what's behind this thing, to gain knowledge. It's just part of this. It's just part of the mindset, how my brain works.
What are the
Traveling,
things?
risk,
What
understanding, curiosity
and what are the things
gets
you're
you
usually curious about? क्या चीजें हैं जो आपको curious
every
करती
single
हैं?
thing, every single thing. Almost everything. Getting curiosity in कि अगर मैं ये drug use करूंगा तो how would my body or organism react? That never fascinated me. But everything else, science, mathematics, cultures, uh, cuisine, ingredients, sports, every every possible thing. Books, psychology, philosophy, poetry, and philology, literature.
Looking
Everything fascinates me.
amidst all your curiosities, there must be a focus. You cannot be going in every direction, no? Focus is क्या है आपके top?
Yeah, हाँ. Focus, my top focus. a question to ponder upon. What are my top focuses?
Yeah, I mean, again, even if
Yeah,
we
I think
cannot put them in a chronology, कि यार ये सबसे ज़्यादा है और ये second है, ये third है. What you can do is
yeah,
you
you
can
cannot
just
really
less.
you cannot really sort them out, but the idea that leads to every curiosity is to have no regrets. When you look back in your life, you can understand that you have a lot to ponder upon. Okay, you gathered a lot of knowledge. You can pass it on. You have changed a lot of lives. So this idea that you didn't just spend your whole life just for the sake of spending it, but you
Mhm.
mattered. You made a change. You got out of your comfort zone to build it. So इसमें इसके बारे में इकबाल कहते हैं, तू बचा बचा के ना रख इसे, तेरा आईना है वो आईना कि शिकस्ता हो तो अजीज तर है निगाहे आईना साज में. So
Hmm.
the idea about the aina is like heart. So there are a lot of ways that you can symbolize this one phrase, what Iqbal said, कि तू बचा बचा के ना रख इस तेरा आईना है वो आईना. For example, how you spend your whole life with an untouched or a very clean mirror, that you don't
Hmm.
really do anything in your life. You don't take any risk. You don't break a single bone in your body. You don't train hard enough. You don't get demotivated. You don't get smashed in your face. You don't experience any of it. And your mirror or your glass will stay intact. And that's not precious at all. In the eyes of the Ainasas is the God or the being who made you. It's better when it's broken, it's scratched, it's touched, it's chipped from different places. That's the life that you have spent your life. You have taken risks. You have bled out. You got broken. You got stand up, and yet you're standing, and that's more precious. And I think this is something that motivates me in order to take risks, to do anything. And I don't have to justify any of these to anyone. So that's why I don't feel like posting or telling anyone what I'm doing, what I'm going to do, because that's for my inner peace. I feel content when I'm in this situation.
Hmm.
कल मेरी बॉक्सिंग थी, दो दफा, सुबह भी और शाम भी. और it was good, but my partner that I usually spar with, he didn't come, so he had eye operation last time because I hit him like 10 times on his face because his face was everywhere my punch was going.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah. So I was like,
Been
damn,
there.
man, you need to get your face out of my punch. Because every time I hit you, your face is right in front of you. So do something. So I understood that he had some eyesight problems, so he got treated. So he didn't show up. So I was actually missing out. Today I had table tennis. Yes. Today I was just after table tennis. I had two meetings. I went through them, and now I'm here with you. So the next task that I'm going to do is I'm actually sitting just outside my swimming pool. So I'm going to swim afterwards.
What's your routine like?
So,
क्या करते हैं सुबह कितने बजे उठते हैं? What do you do step by step by
yeah,
step? Like
it depends.
slots क्या?
Yeah, it depends. Every day is a different one. It depends on a lot of things. For example, on Monday, I have a very early boxing session, so I have to wake up like 8 a.m., prepare, walk to the gym, get ready, be in the cool in the rain. Then afterwards, I have a few other classes because I have a lot of injuries in my body. उसके बाद मेरी एक spine की adjustment होती है, जिसके अंदर वो एक पूरी क्लास है जिसके अंदर spine. I had problems with my cervical, so for a lot of reasons, I fell off bicycles. I got hit in the face many times, or deadlift या इस तरह की कोई ऐसी चीज करते हुए ना. I had a lot of injuries in my body, and I feel proud of them. So they're like battle scars. But now I'm worried. Okay, I'm 32 almost, and I have a lot of injuries. So I was like, damn, I'm going to be old and really sick. Like the
ये
person who had yeah.
ये फिक्र मुझे भी
Now they're
होती है.
showing.
I used to get
Now
into
they're showing.
lots and lots of Brooks, lots and lots of street fights. I literally, I basically shattered my fifth metacarpal जब मैं ninth class में था. Then in 10th, I broke my index, like literally shattered it. Then, then I think the next injury was me completely breaking my nose and then getting hit with a steel pipe and breaking my jaw, and then getting stabbed in the back, and then getting stabbed. एक दफा लड़ते लड़ते गिर गया, टांगे मारा क्या तो कोई चीज थी उन्हें पाँव में घुसा दिया. And then I broke my skull. What happened during Nasmut Affair, that was like the trailer to the movie that my life was. But अब जाके जो कनेक्टिव बोन इंजरीज इतना तंग नहीं करती, जो कनेक्टिव टिश्यू इंजरीज है ना वो बहुत तंग करती. बोन्स
टेंडन्स बहुत
करके
तंग करते हैं यार।
लिगामेंट्स दोनों, लिगामेंट्स टेंडन्स दोनों, बोन टू बोन
बिल्कुल।
अटैचमेंट, बोन टू मसल अटैचमेंट, ये इंसान की इतनी इंफीरियर है. इसके अंदर कोई ब्लड फ्लो, छड़कने का ब्लड फ्लो नहीं है. It takes
इस
years
बार
to it takes it takes years to heal, and the best that you can do is nothing. Well, no, 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 let me take that back. I mean, you can increase blood flow, overall blood flow increase कर लो. अब जैसे मेरी आर्म एक दफा हाइपर एक्सटेंड हो गई, एक मोहतरम ने कोयटा का हमारा गेम था उसमें मुझे लगाया, इधर तक लेके गया. यू नो हाउ सम पीपल हैव दीज एल्बोज जो आगे भी जाती हैं, राइट? मेरी एल्बो उल्टी है, मतलब मेरी एल्बो फुल स्ट्रेट भी मुश्किल से होती है. एंड ही जस्ट हाइपर एक्सटेंडेड इट, और अभी तक मुझे यहाँ पे लाइक आई कैन नॉट डू आर्म रेसलिंग, मुझे मसला होता है. हाँ, लिगामेंट्स हमारे जो कनेक्टिव टिश्यूज है ना, दे आर सच ए बैड न्यूज. कनेक्टिव टिश्यूज एंड टीथ, मतलब ह्यूमंस गॉट दिस रॉन्ग. ह्यूमन गॉट दीज टू रॉन्ग. लेकिन आई एम वेरी होपफुल यार. जो स्टेम सेल थेरेपी है, लोगों के फुल फुल टीयर्स स्टेम सेल थेरेपी से ठीक हो रहे हैं. ठीक है, मतलब नॉट लाइक पार्शियल टीयर्स, कंप्लीट डिटैचमेंट्स ठीक हो रही हैं, which is fucking awesome. Which seems too good to be true for someone who's been living with connective tissues injuries for like 11, 12 years, right? Like almost half of their life.
सिल्वर लाइन।
Exactly. और दूसरा ये है कि there is some uh, development in the teeth department as well. मतलब they have been able to regrow teeth बिल्कुल शुरू से, मतलब फुल निकल जाए और उसको फुल रीग्रो करें. यू नो, मुझे ये चीज बड़ी फैसिनेट करती है यार. हम लोगों के जो हर जमाने के अंदर ना, हम लोगों के जो मसले होते हैं, they become fucking jokes in the future. Like me thinking that people used to die of rabies. Seriously? They used to die of malaria?
That was the exact same thing I was thinking. Malaria, dengue, COVID.
खैर कोविड में तो आई मीन आई एम ऑल मुझे तो द होल कोविड थिंग इज नॉट वेरी, again I don't want to go down the
Oh, I
controversial
have
roads.
1% battery.
Oh, you do?
मेरी
Chale,
battery is
can you fix
down to
it
1%.
somehow? Because
Yeah,
I'm loving this conversation.
yeah,
Check it if you can
यार यहाँ
find
पे
a
मेरे पास
fix.
चार्जर नहीं है यहाँ पे इनके पास बड़े। Yeah, let me quickly try that out.
Uh-huh.
Let me ask.
I'll pause it. अब जाके check करें.
Yeah, let me quickly turn off the camera. मेरा phone भी।
सही.
My dear Watson.
इधर से pick करते हैं. What do you think will become of the world यार? Cyborgs? आएंगे, आएंगे,
Yeah,
आएंगे, लाजमी
I
आएंगे.
would I would really like to. Yesterday, I injured my finger in boxing. I uppercut him right on his elbow, strained the
Oh,
whole.
oh, hitting, क्या वो bent
Yeah,
elbow थी? That's not a
yeah,
good feeling.
uppercut. Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you like, is there a hairline fracture or something?
Not hairline fracture, probably some overstretching of tendons. It's all swollen up, but I think it will take
Oh,
like a couple of days to fully heal it. But it's slightly better. It's getting blue. So blue means that it's healing already. Yeah.
hey, blue means it's hearing already. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. It means that it's, for example, anything or the blood or any of the which got broken down during the
Mm-hmm.
impact is already getting on the surface. So once it gets on the surface, clearing up from the muscular structure. So now it's repairing. So which is a good sign. So it's already 1 day and it's all stiff, but now it's not painful as yesterday. So a good sign. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's all right. During this past 4 weeks, I have injured three fingers in different various contact sports. The last Friday, I injured my ring finger during volleyball. Two people collided in each other.
Mm.
दोनों ने मैं इधर से अपना मार रहा था उधर से वो एक लड़की थी वो मार रही थी दोनों ने कोलैप्स किया मेरी तो चलो उंगली गई मुझे नहीं समझ आया कि उसकी आवाज तक उसने कुछ भी नहीं किया साइलेंस काम खामोशी से उसने अपनी सर्विसेज देती रही है पूरे हाथ लाल हुए हुए थे It's like that's quite strength इधर मेरी उंगली फारिग हो गई है
How I Met Your Mother. That sounds like the starting.
no no not at all no women are really active here
Tough woman.
women are really active here yeah
यार पता है,
performance
मैं,
पाकिस्तान में होती रोने लग जाते हैं
ओ तो वैसे ही मना वो तो, ओ माय गॉड आज इतनी गर्मी है, नहीं यार इतनी गर्मी में कौन बाइक जाता है, लाइक डेटिंग हेयर इज सच अ अजीब एक्सपीरियंस, कि यार मतलब वो बातें आती हैं आगे से कि बंदा कहता है ओके, ओके. तो खैर मैं ये कह रहा था, हाँ, कि इट माइट साउंड वेरी रेसिस्ट, नोटिस करें, जो एशियाटिक बैकग्राउंड के लोग हैं ना, ठीक है, उनमें की फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, स्ट्रेंथ टू वेट रेशियो और कनेक्टिव टिश्यूज बड़े सुपीरियर है ना. जो
yeah
प्योर कॉकेशियन बैकग्राउंड के लोग हैं, उनका बोन स्ट्रक्चर, स्ट्रक्चर नॉट बोन डेंसिटी, बोन डेंसिटी फिर एशियंस की बेहतर आ जाती है, उनका बोन स्ट्रक्चर और उनकी स्ट्रेंथ वो बहुत बेहतर है. ब्लैक्स आर अ ब्लेंड ऑफ दिस. हाउएवर ये जो रशियंस हैं, रशियंस आर आल्सो अ ब्लेंड ऑफ दीज टू ट्रेड्स. इनके साथ सेंट्रल एशियंस हैं जो इनमें घुसे हैं, ब्लेंड हुए हैं. अक्सर रशियंस की आप आईज देखो तो उनकी मोनोलिटिक, मतलब एशियाटिक टच वाली आईज होती हैं, है ना. और
not अक्सर if you go to the eastern side the Mongolia yes they are I have a Russian friend उसकी आंखें they have what do they call epileptic folds something like this
मोनोलिड्स, 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 या हाँ वो फोल्ड्स, एक जो लिड होता है, ये
yeah
लोग मेरे ख्याल से ना, दे हैव दैट ब्रॉड स्पेक्ट्रम इंटेलिजेंस ऑफ सेंट्रल एशियंस, दैट ब्लेंड ऑफ लाइक दैट बोन
तुम्हें एक
स्ट्रक्चर्स
चीज
ऑफ
इंटरेस्टिंग पता
ओके.
है कि
क्या?
पाकिस्तानी पाकिस्तानी is also a blend of Central Asians and Caucasians
आई नो अबाउट सेंट्रल एशियंस, क्योंकि सेंट्रल एशियन तो कितनी वेव्स आई थी, हंस भी घुसे थे.
making Caucasians we are Caucasian structure everything is Caucasian
नहीं यार.
we are Caucasians तुम अभी लिखो we are Caucasians
ओके, टेल मी
Pakistanis are
मोर.
Caucasians
नहीं यार.
या यही तो चीज है हाँ there are three bone structures there are three skull structures Negroids
हाँ,
Mongoloids and Caucoids we are
हाँ
the
बिल्कुल.
Caucoids and the fourth there is a fourth one which is called Australoids Again, we are not Australized, and even Australians are not Australized. Australized were ancient Australians, okay, native Australians, which are like red, dark brown in color. So we are Caucasians. We are a mix of Caucasians, Central Asians, Persians, a lot of them.
ये हाउ could देखो, अब मुझे जर्मन्स का मैं कहीं पढ़ रहा था कि जर्मन्स बेसिकली वर पीपल जो कि पर्शिया से माइग्रेट करके गए थे, which is
Yeah.
fascinating. And
और क्या?
और मजे की बात सुने, listen to this. Guess where in the world एक superiority complex और being a very superior race वाली चीजें जो है वो, I get it, Japanese में भी हुई हैं, लेकिन Persians for the longest time and Germans.
Persians, Arabs, Germans, they were all racists. Arabs were super racist about individuality,
Uh,
about the skin color and everything. So all of them, yeah.
जी, मुझे ये बताएं, रशिया के अंदर जैसे पाकिस्तान के अंदर जनरली people, generally speaking, people with a Pashtun background are considered, aggressive and avoid. एक जनरल परसेप्शन कह रहा हूँ, राइट? कुछ जीबी के इलाके कोहिस्तानीज and Pashtuns consider Kohistanis here. Let's avoid them, right? रशिया में क्या सीन है, कौन है?
Kafkaz, would say I was speaking in Russian. Uh, Sare Caucasians. Caucasians means Dagestani, Chechens, Bashkirs, and also a bit Tatari, but they don't really consider Tatari to be very wild. They think that they are
Tatars.
like the sheeps. They are adorable to Russians. They are not aggressive. लेकिन जो दागिस्तानी है या चेचन्स हैं, they consider them. समझो कि वो यहाँ के पश्तून्स पहाड़ी वो है यहाँ के
Do you
चेचन्स और
know what
दागिस्तानी.
my tribe is?
Which one? What is it?
I'm
Tatari?
a yeah, I'm a Kazan Tatar by descent. तातार हूँ मैं descent से. Pashto is not my original language. In fact, जो मेरी पश्तो है
Yeah, I
उसके
know.
अंदर there are lots and lots of loan words जो कि आसपास के लोग नहीं बोलते हैं. And we
मुझे
were
पता है,
in
मेरे साथ था
Persia.
वो.
Hmm.
हम्म.
We were in Persia और वहां से अमीर तैमूर, जिसको थमर तमर लेन कहते हैं लोग, हम उसके साथ हेरात आए थे और वहां से जलालाबाद अफगानिस्तान, और फिर अकबर के रेन के दौरान वी शिफ्टेड टू इंडिया, जालंधर, एंड वहां से वी इवेंचुअली ड्यूरिंग ब्रिटिश टाइम माइग्रेटेड टू प्रेजेंट डे कोयटा. तो ये था, बट है
या मुझे मुझे
मतलब.
याद है. मुझे याद है तुम्हारा कजान तातार वाला. अभी मैं कजान में ही हूँ. So I'm in your
अब
native
मुझे मुझे
land.
मुझे पता भी नहीं था फॉर द लॉन्गेस्ट टाइम. हम लोग अपने आपको खाकान तातार वो जो पर्शियन टच के साथ कहते थे ना. बट आई इवेंचुअली लर्न कि नहीं, द एक्चुअल टर्म वाज खाजॉन तातार. खाजॉन. और वो खाकान एक टर्म थी जो यूज होती थी, जो कि वो हो गई. मेरा फेस स्ट्रक्चर वैसा नहीं है, तो मेरी फैमिली में बहुत लोग हैं क्योंकि मेरी मामा बाहर से थी ना ट्राइब के. बट फैमिली में बहुत है. मे बी व्हेन आई स्माइल आई हैव दैट स्क्विंट एंड लंबी वो हो जाती है. अदर देन दैट मेरा फेस स्ट्रक्चर वो नहीं है, हाई चीक बोन्स नहीं है उस तरह से. तो
And Tatars don't have high cheekbones.
अच्छा.
ततार्स का वैसे स्ट्रक्चर, हाँ, ततार का वैसे स्ट्रक्चर तुम्हारे तुम्हारे चेहरे वाला ही है. लोअर चीक बोन्स, लिटिल बिट ऑफ चीक्स. That's more like Tatari features.
इंटरेस्टिंग.
Even nose, even your nose is kind of
हाँ,
look.
थोड़ा सा
Skin color को
राउंडिश.
हटा दो, skin color को हटा दो,
हाँ.
बालों के कलर को हटा दो, तो probably
पास
you
एज
can be
आपके वो.
mistaken for a Tatar. Yeah. Yeah.
That, I don't know, that feels good. अच्छा, मुझे ये बताएं कि चेचन्स और दागिस्तानियों में कौन से हैं, लाइक हु टेक्स द नंबर वन स्पॉट?
दोनों लड़ाकू हैं, अच्छे खासे तेज हैं, दोनों एक ही तरह के हैं. I would say कि Dagestanis are more disciplined. Chechens are a bit like a
वाइल्ड.
little brother, wild. stuff. So they're both alike. Very strong religious backgrounds and standing as well. So they're both alike.
और कैसे हैं? Like, are they intelligent people?
आ, मजदूर टाइप है यार, मैं तुम्हें सच बताऊं तो।
अच्छा।
यार मतलब कि ज्यादातर जो है ना लोग वो मजदूरी करते हैं।
हम्म।
चेचन भी और दागिस्तानी भी टूर एजेंट्स हैं, मजदूरी करते हैं, टैक्सी चलाते हैं। दे आर एजुकेटेड एज वेल बट लेस पॉपुलर ओपिनियन के। तुम्हें अगर तुम किसी एक अच्छी यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ रहे हो और तुम एक्सपेक्ट करोगे दे वुड बी लाइक a lot of Dagestani, probably like one or two people. For example, I've met only one girl who was Dagestani in Moscow, and that's about it. Most of the
Are their
people are
girls
from,
pretty?
yeah, beauty is very subjective.
I know you were
Pretty,
going to say
pretty,
that.
yeah, yeah.
But shoot.
Absolutely, no, it's very subjective. I don't know, but all the girls are pretty. Generally, Russians naturally पूरा का पूरा region जो है ना, they are all beautiful. They are all
Maybe.
pretty. Yeah.
Symmetric, high cheekbones, good skin. They do not have the
Not
pigmentation.
not not always. Not always. Not
Mm.
always. Even lower cheekbones, soft uh, chins, soft cheeks, soft jaws as well, cheeks, and you will find some people with very strong cheekbones, strong chin, strong jaw. It you can find anyone. So यहाँ पे काफी लोग जो है ना वो बहुत ज्यादा mix हैं. And
What's
it
what's
depends from
your
different regions.
what's your opinion of the beauty of Dagestani females?
यार personally मैं सिर्फ एक ही लड़की से मिला हूँ who was Dagestani and she was adorable. She was very short in height. Usually the other women that I have met with, they are taller, probably my height. She was the shortest one that I ever met. Adorable, probably yes. Clean cheek structure, high cheekbones, small chin. Her name was Aisha. Aisha with a
Hmm.
T in the end. Aishat. Yeah. So the
Uh,
Aisha is Aishat in Dagestani.
yeah, just
Yeah.
Habib is Habib. They pronounce it with a K at the beginning. Habib.
So because they don't have H in Russian at all,
Um,
so they have H. Even मुझे मेरा जो नाम है हसन, they call it Hassan. Hassan. Hassan.
your wait a minute. Your name is Qaim.
My name is Qaim Hassan Abbas. Full is my name.
अच्छा तो आप okay. I used to मतलब talk about being a mystery. Like I'm learning the full form of it. 8, 9, 10, 11 years के बाद. चलो ये भी ठीक है यार. सही है. मुझे
They
I
call
want
it
to know more.
Hassan.
Tell me the distinction between Dagestanis and Chechens apart from Dagestanis being disciplined and Chechens being wild. Their structures, how they talk, their language, their cuisine, etc.
All of them, they are very different. Actually, they are not very different. They are the same region. They are both Caucasus. They are neighboring states.
Mm.
Uh, Structure, language-wise, even Russians make fun of Dagestani language as well. Dagestani is accent of Russian language.
Mm.
कि it's crude, लेकिन
Mhm.
दागिस्तानी make fun of the Chechen language that it's cruder, कि वो और crude.
Oh,
So probably this is because of the dialect. They're very far away places from Moscow,
what,
so that's
what,
why.
why do so many Dagestanis know Turkic languages?
Turkic languages,
Mm.
because Dagestani, Chechen, Tatar, they're all Turkic languages. So they are very close to Turkish. So
That's
when they
very
speak, they
interesting.
can understand. So it's like if you know Urdu, you can understand Punjabi. So it's kind of
Saraiki
like
as
that.
well.
So they're like not Saraiki.
Uh,
Do you know Saraiki? My father is Saraiki. I've never understood a lot from Saraiki. It's very different language.
I can even speak it. So it's quite similar. But you can pick it if you know Urdu.
Yeah, yeah. You can pick it, you can understand. लेकिन अगर तुम flow में बोल रहे हो ना, you cannot really pick a lot. Probably like
Uh,
numbers or something. You can make sense of it, but that's it. That's the same thing with maybe you can say that it's Saraiki and Urdu with
mm,
Dagestani, Tatar. Tatar is more like Punjabi and Urdu. You can make a lot of sense from Turkish with Tatar language. Um, Dagestani and Chechen are probably like Saraiki with Urdu. If
अच्छा,
Turkish is Urdu.
पता है मैं ये पूछ क्यों रहा था आपसे? मैं पूछ इसलिए रहा था क्योंकि पाकिस्तान के अंदर मेरी एक, आई नो ब्यूटी इज सब्जेक्टिव, बट द सिमेट्रिक, वेल बोर्न, वेल बैलेंस्ड टाइप की जो ब्यूटी है, मैंने देखे जितने वायलेंट किस्म के लोग हैं ना, कोहिस्तानी जैसे, लाइक आई caught glimpse of some, like I was in Kohistan for a while, and those women were supermodel stuff. Like they were gorgeous. They were absolutely gorgeous. Then you move up Chilas में आप जाते हो जो गिलगित बल्तिस्तान के शुरू में आता है. सेम थिंग. हाँ, गोजाल जो अपर हुंजा का एरिया है वो एक है. मतलब मैंने दो लोगों में देखा है ब्यूटी के ट्रेड को ज्यादा एज डिफाइंड बाय, कि मतलब जो कॉमन लोग कहते हैं कि यार हर कोई कहता है यार दे आर, लाइक 9 out of 10 पीपल वुड से यार दे आर प्रिटी, दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ प्रिटी. एक तो उन लोगों में जो कि नोमैडिक रहे हैं और डिफरेंट नेशंस के बॉर्डर्स में रहे हैं, पता नहीं ब्लेंड होके ऐसे बन जाते हैं क्या होता है. और दूसरा जो कि बड़े हिस्टोरिकली शदीद वायलेंट रहे. आई डोंट नो, आई माइट बी रॉन्ग, आई might be completely wrong. Also, बलोच बलोच people are an exception, but लेकिन वो historically उतना से नहीं थे. ये जो historically जंगली रहे हैं, you understand what I'm saying, right? There was uh, a Roman warrior, वो भी warrior थे, but they were Spartans as well, right? तो वो जो Spartan type वो रहे हैं ना, for some weird reason, जितनी कौमों का वो पास रहा है, they are gorgeous. That's what I.
Well, I think it's less of a demographic thing and more of a war and mixing of culture because all of these nations who got into war, their women were raped and got impregnated
Yeah.
from different generation, absolutely different generations. And
And
when
the
their kids
winners,
grew up, yeah, they all mixed up a lot. So इसलिए यूरोप के अंदर यही चीज है ना कि they were in a lot of crusades and it's not about being jungly, it's more about being degenerate with a lot of the sex not being a taboo there. So they used to involve with a lot
also,
of mixed culture. So yeah, so they didn't have to marry someone. So that's why beautiful people used to
also,
sleep with beautiful
yeah,
people and procreated beautiful people.
yeah, and winners took the best women,
Yeah.
है ना? The more healthiest, और जो इस तरह के,
Not really. So they used to just, I mean, they don't took it. They used to just rape them and leave them. That's it.
that's like taking with censorship.
Okay.
तो
Yeah.
ये चीज देखी
Yeah.
है. अच्छा, रशियंस के, like what are their heights like?
Very tall. A lot of my friends are really tall. 175, 174, average women height.
175, 1 to 74 means 5'9", 5'10",
Yes.
5'9". Whoa, that's an average woman.
Yeah,
And you were 5'11", I
they're
think.
yeah,
So
180
you, yeah, your height, according to Pakistani standard, is considered kind of tall. Tall,
above average. Yeah,
above average. For oh, नहीं, above Pakistani average क्या है बता? 5'7", I think. 5'7".
probably okay. Then probably like lower average tall.
अच्छा अच्छा, मुझे ये मेरा ये इम्प्रेशन, मुझे ये लगता था कि Russians are not that tall. I always thought they're not that tall.
Russians are very tall. Russians are very tall. The women are very tall. Tatars are not very tall. Tatars
Mm,
are short-heighted, but Russians generally are very tall.
okay, so I have the honor of fighting every ethnicity in Pakistan. I have noticed that Gilgitis are very good strikers and they have a lot of stamina. The best strikers are still Kashmiris. Like when they hit you, if a Kashmiri hits you properly, it's bad. But they suck at wrestling. Like recently, I got into a feud with like a 6'3", 6'4" banda, and I threw him. I played with him on the ground. Like I threw him on the ground at will. But he hit me once or twice, and oh my god, it felt like getting hit with a brick. Or like my head was swollen. इधर से temple side वैसे भी वो होती है, लेकिन I have a long resume इस चीज में. Pashtuns, especially Pashtuns from the south, are very good wrestlers. Like I remember getting into a fight with a Kandari, जो कि extreme south belt में से पश्तून के. He did not know how to hit. He was built like a tank. Hitting him was mostly hurting yourself. And he would get hold of me and he would like casually slam me against the road. Or the only thing that saved me was that he was like completely bonga when it came to fighting. And I got him into a triangle hold. उसमें भी वो पास आउट नहीं हुआ था, लेकिन अच्छा खासा ढीला हो गया था उसके बाद, राइट. एंड ही वाज लाइक शॉक कि यार व्हाट हैपेंड टू मी, बिकॉज इनको नहीं पता होता ना इस चीज का, दे आर वेरी वल्नरेबल. हाउ डू again, and Punjab is like a mix. Sindhis are also wrestlers. Sindhis are also wrestlers. I was very surprised. Sindhis are very good wrestlers, actually. Saraikis are more of get dirty with you type of, like bite you, eye gouge you type of people. As you get closer to the northern belt of Pashtun, दे आर मतलब वो आपको उठा के पत्थर मारेंगे, उनके निशाने इतने अच्छे होते हैं. लाइक वो कोई भी चीज उठा के मारो, वो यार ऐसे निशाने होते हैं, बंदा कहते हैं
यार
यार बत्ता.
किस तरह की फाइट्स में लड़ते हो क्या? सड़क पे जाते जाते किसी को मार देते हो?
यार मैं बोर्डिंग स्कूल में जब था ना, 9th 10th में, तो वहां पे पूरे पाकिस्तान से लोग आए हुए थे. सो इट वाज अ हॉज पॉज ऑफ वेरी ट्रबल्ड बैकग्राउंड के बच्चे, राइट. एवरीवन हैड अ स्टोरी. देयर वर इवन पीपल जो के दे हु वर इन देयर mid 20s, एफएससी में पढ़ रहे थे. स्टोरी क्या थी, दे किल्ड समवन बैक होम, बाप के नाम पे, उसके नाम पे, और वो वहां पे आके छुपी है, इस तरह की थी. तो मैंने, मतलब आई हैड द, एंड आई लुक लाइक अ गर्ल. लाइक मेरी तो दाढ़ी भी यूनिवर्सिटी के एंड में आना स्टार्ट हुई, आई यूज्ड टू गेट बुलिड अ लॉट. तो एंड देन
हम्म।
आई यूज्ड टू फाइट बैक. मतलब मैं, वो होता है ना एक फिजिकल इंटिमिडेशन होती है जिससे बहुत सारी आप फाइट्स अवॉइड कर लेते हो. मेरे अंदर वो नहीं. तो आई हैड टू बस टेक एक्शन, तो मैंने ये किया. Or maybe that's just me rationalizing all the bad things that I did. But the thing is, kid, this is what I learned. Um, what's the fighting style of Pakistani? I mean, I know it's wrestling,
Like, very, very wrestling. Yeah,
you
they
know?
wrestle a lot. They have a special type of बल्कि आज मैं तुम्हें बताने लगा था. Today was a national holiday of Tatars. It's called Sabantui.
Sure.
Sabantui is kind of like a harvest festival. जिस तरह हमारी बसंत नहीं होती, बसंत was a harvest festival as well. इसी
मुझे
तरह
नहीं
यहाँ पे
पता।
होता है उनका सबंतुई। सबंतुई में देयर स्पेशल काइंड ऑफ रेसलिंग एज वेल, तातर रेसलिंग। उसमें जो उनके रेसलर्स होते हैं दे आर कॉल्ड बातुर। बातुर।
आई नो, ये मंगोल्स भी
सो
बातुर कहते हैं, बातुर। वो जो बेल्ट्स
यस,
पहन
सो
के।
आज
और
आज मैंने देखा है इनकी रेसलिंग। देयर वाज वन गाय, they got into a fight and it took him 5 seconds to slam the other guy. He just put it, slammed him out of the ring. 5 seconds and he won a ram. He won a ram. So they fight for sheep, rams, lambs, horses, something like this.
हम्म,
5 seconds. Got into a ring, tapped him out, slammed him over his back. That's it. Done. 5 seconds. Oh,
wow.
अच्छा मैं कहूँ कि ये बार बार क्या हो रहा है?
There is, there's a tilt in your finger. I don't know if it's because of swelling, but you need to get it checked. I can see
Yeah, I know there is a tilt.
it is slightly rotated out. तो या तो इसका जो
Yeah,
इंटीरियर
I know.
यहाँ होता है ना,
Yeah,
इसको
I know.
चेक
Yeah, this
करें।
one. It's
हम्म,
it's, it's all right. I have broken it a few times, so it's like this.
experiences, collecting valuable
पर
experiences.
हैंगरी तक मेरी ये उंगली ठीक नहीं हुई थी, मेरी दूसरी उंगली टूट गई है। और टूटी तो नहीं है, इंजर हो गई है। So anyway, so there was a wrestling today. So in all Russia, wrestling is very popular. Every single state or republic has their own style of wrestling. दागिस्तान की अपनी wrestling है, मुझे इसका नाम भूल गया। Style of Dagestani wrestling. Wrestling. Some technique and judo. Sambo. It's called
सांबो,
Sambo.
सांबो कॉन्टेक्ट
Yeah.
सांबो में सब कुछ ही मारते
Yeah.
हैं। और
तो
सांबोस।
they have this Sambo type wrestling जिसमें वो जूडो और सांबो बहुत ज्यादा यूज करते हैं for a relentless pressure, strong clinch game and powerful takedowns. Islam Makhachev known for his technical skill, strategic approach, and ability to control opponents on the ground. Hazmat Shimaev, ये चेचन है ना, a powerful wrestler with a strong top game and finishing ability. तो ये दे आर वेरी वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग इन रेसलिंग। बचपन से रेसलिंग करते हुए आ रहे हैं। मेरा दोस्त है जो जो मैं अभी बता रहा था, ईस्टर्न रशियन, फ्रॉम फ्रॉम बुरातिया, बुरातिया, बुरातिया से। So he studied wrestling. He grew up wrestling as well. He's super active with calisthenics. Very strong single arm pull-ups, front levers, back flips, everything. He's, he's very young, but he's very, ऐसा लगता है पत्थर है पूरी की पूरी।
हम्म।
All good? You hear me?
हाँ हाँ, बीच में थोड़ा सा लैग आ रहा था, बट आई कुड मेक आउट व्हाट यू वर सेइंग। They are like panthers, very high strength to weight ratios, na? Very tough, and they can maintain a high pressure for longer time. Like किसी की absolute strength ज्यादा हो सकती है, जैसे अमेरिकन की absolute strength ज्यादा होती है अक्सर, एटलीस्ट जो मैंने दूर से देखा है। लेकिन ये एक बहुत हाई इंटेंसिटी
Mm,
बहुत लंबे टाइम तक मेंटेन करते हैं। What do you think? What part of it is genetics and what part of it is training, like percentage wise, if you were to guess?
most of it is training. Yeah, most of it is training. बचपन से अगर तुम एक wrestling में और contact sport में जा रहे हो, your bone structure and your everything, your stamina, your muscle structure, everything adapts to it. It's like living in a jungle or living in a war zone. अगर तुम जिस तरह हम पाकिस्तान में रहते हैं, बहुत ही सिल्वर फेड, और घर में हर चीज आ रही होती है, तो फिर हम वीकलिंग्स ही बड़े होते हैं। और क्या होता है, कमजोर। और वो बचपन से लड़ते हुए आ रहे होते हैं, 10-10 किस्म के स्पोर्ट्स खेलते हैं। उनकी बोन डेंसिटी, बोन स्ट्रक्चर अडाप्ट्स टू इट, दे आर मस्कुलर नेचुरली, क्योंकि बॉडी शुरू से टून हुई होती है। यहाँ पे हमें याद आता है स्पोर्ट्स करना जब हम यूनिवर्सिटी में पहुंच जाते हैं और हमारा पेट निकल आता है यार, मेरे ख्याल से अब हमें रनिंग शुरू कर देनी चाहिए।
हम्म, मुझे एक एक और बात बताएं। इनके गन लॉज क्या है रशिया में? लाइक कैन दे ओन गन्स फ्रीली लाइक यू
नो, नो,
अमेरिकन्स?
नो, 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 लाइक यू अमेरिकन्स।
नहीं नहीं, आई डिड नॉट से यू अमेरिकन्स, मैंने कहा लाइक अमेरिकन्स।
No, 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 not unlike Americans.
बट दे डू दे स्टिल एंड अप हैविंग देम, लाइक ट्रेडिशंस हैं उनकी?
Yeah, permissions and they have to keep a locker in the house. अगर तुम्हारे पास gun license है, they check it every 6 months. तुम इनके special lockers बने होते हैं where you can keep guns. You cannot really keep them in the house as often as you would like to. They have strict laws.
Can
लेकिन
you give me
hunting
five
वगैरह रख सकते
seconds?
हैं.
Can you give me 5 seconds? I'll be back, okay?
Yeah,
Just
okay.
व्हाट अबाउट एजुकेशन? एजुकेशन कैसी है? मतलब हमें तो ये लगता है कि पता नहीं, बहुत ही रशियन जो हैं, एक जर्नल वो है, कोई भी मास्टर्स की डिग्री या पीएचडी करने जा रहा है, रशिया नहीं आता किसी के जहन में। कैसी है इनकी
हाँ,
एजुकेशन?
they have really good education system. बचपन से पढ़ते हुए आ रहे हैं लिटरेचर, स्पोर्ट्स, डिफरेंट लैंग्वेजेस, तो इट्स गुड। एजुकेशन का सिस्टम यहाँ का अच्छा है काफी।
दे साउंड लाइक वेरी कंप्लीट ह्यूमंस,
ये
है ना?
यार जो अमेरिका और इस तरह की नेशंस के अंडर नहीं है ना, जो बहुत ज्यादा डिक्टेट नहीं हुआ, उनका सिस्टम
हम्म।
अच्छा है, इनका सिस्टम अच्छा है एजुकेशन का। दे हैव वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग सेंस ऑफ आइडेंटिटी। दे आर वेरी प्राउड टू बी रशियंस। दे आर वेरी प्राउड टू बी part of Russia. They were very proud to be their individuality बहुत strong है. Tatars are very strong Tatars, and Dagestanis are very strong Dagistanis, but then they're also very strong Russians. So they have a very strong sense of identity. यहाँ पे ये नहीं है जिस तरह पाकिस्तान में तो सारे कंफ्यूज ही है ना कि हम पाकिस्तानी हैं कि पाकिस्तानी नहीं है, कि हम यहाँ से हैं तो वहां से हैं। यहाँ पे दे ओन इट।
पाकिस्तान कंफ्यूजन भी तो है ना यार, का
यार
लाइक वे।
पाकिस्तान पे एक बुक लिखी हुई है, पाकिस्तान इन सर्च फॉर आइडेंटिटी, उसको पढ़ना जरा।
हाँ मतलब, a part of it was India, pure India for the longest. A part of it has Persian roots. A part of it has Central Asian roots. A part of it is Dardic. A part of it is, it's an amalgam, ना?
यस,
It's a melting pot. लोग क्रॉस करते थे to get to the riches in India,
यस,
fertile lands in India. तो ये बहुत डिफरेंट बैकग्राउंड्स के लोग हैं। इन्वेडर्स भी बहुत आए हैं। और मतलब आप इंडस के ईस्ट पे आपको थोड़ी सी एक सिमिलैरिटी नजर आती है, और फिर इंडस रिवर के वेस्ट पे आपको नजर आती है, यू नो, अगर देखें।
हम्म,
ये तो सम पीपल इवन कॉल इट अ फोर्स्ड मैरिज पाकिस्तान को। मुझे एक और, ओके सो आई हैव सो मेनी क्वेश्चंस, और मेरे आई डू नॉट नो हाउ टू स्ट्रक्चर देम। लेट्स just start with anything random that occurs. How do they look at Pakistanis, Russians in general?
they don't really know Pakistan exists. I
What?
just recently a friend, yeah, they they know India very well. They have
Uh-huh.
very few Pakistanis. They know Pakistan exists, लेकिन सोवियत टाइम के अंदर they had a monopoly
Mhm.
of making Afghanistan look very crude, bad, and yeah, वो इनकी स्ट्रेटेजी थी। कि they were at war with Afghanistan to
Mm.
occupy land, occupy sources. तो इन्होंने उस वॉर को जस्टिफाई करने के लिए अपनी कौम को ये सिखाया कि अफगानिस्तानियों को हम उनकी दरिंदगी से बचा रहे हैं। तो कुछ इस तरह का उन्होंने ना, Russia has always been good with manipulation of its own people. Funny thing, they always manipulated their own. तो उसको उनको बचाने के लिए उन्होंने अफगानिस्तानियों को जंगली दरिंदे और रेपिस्ट और पता नहीं क्या क्या बना के ना अपनी कौम को सिखाया हुआ है। तो उस आइडेंटिटी से ना पाकिस्तान की आइडेंटिटी को वो थोड़ा थोड़ा सा ना उस तरह का समझते हैं कि पाकिस्तान में भी वैसा ही है, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान अफगानिस्तान का नेबर है। फिर इंडिया आ जाता है। इंडिया, देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ मिक्स्ड ओपिनियंस अबाउट
यही
इंडिया।
यही
इंडिया में
पूछने
यहाँ
लगा
पे
था।
हिपस्टर्स,
इंडियंस पे
हिपस्टर्स
क्या है?
जो है ना, दे लव इंडिया बिकॉज इंडिया इज लाइक अ मेलो लैंड, एक्सोटिक लैंड विद मल्टीपल कल्चर्स। और ये तो वो इंडिया ने जिस तरह अपने आप को बेचा हुआ है वही दे ऑल नो अबाउट इट। रशियंस लव टू गो टू गोवा एंड ऑल ऑफ दीज प्लेसेस। सो everyone has this dream of going to Goa। और जितने भी hipsters हैं, they have this yoga culture, meditation, or they, it all originates from India, so they have this weird kind of respect for India। तो
That's
पाकिस्तान दरमियान
interesting.
में इट्स लाइक अ डैंगलिंग कंट्री जिसके बारे में किसी को कुछ भी नहीं पता। दे कंसीडर पाकिस्तान आइडेंटिटी टू बी पार्ट ऑफ आइदर इंडिया और अफगानिस्तान और मिक्स ऑफ इंडियन अफगानिस्तान, के दे लुक लाइक इंडियंस बट दे आर by character like Afghanistani. So because of the Muslims, this is
Mhm.
the kind of impression that they have. I haven't met anyone who is well educated about the history of subcontinent because they had European history, they have World War One, World War Two, so they read upon it a lot. But पाकिस्तान के बारे में बहुत कम लोगों को पता in general.
Could
But I
you
mean, when you tell them कि पाकिस्तान, तो they understand, okay, पाकिस्तान। और बाकी पाकिस्तान के बारे में मशहूर है कि पाकिस्तान में there are a lot of drugs, there are a lot of weapons, still the same identity as from Afghanistan। इट्स अंडर डेवलप्ड। औरतें जो है वो पूरा पर्दा करती हैं और क्या हम वहां पे शॉर्ट्स पहन के फिर सकते हैं? मैंने कहा भाई फिर तो सकते हैं, पूरी दुनिया तुम्हें देखेगी, वो एक अलग बात है। फिरो, तुम्हें तुम्हें कोई नहीं रोक रहा।
could you adjust your light? एकदम से डार्क हो गया बिल्कुल। I don't know
यार
if
यहाँ पे
it's
हो गई है
because of the
शाम। यहाँ
uh,
यहाँ पे हो चुकी
lamp.
है
Turn this
शाम
lamp
और
on.
ना, यार इस लैंप की जो एक्सटेंशन है ना, मुझे वो ढूंढनी पड़ेगी, तो मैं चलो लेके आता
Sure, sure. Do that. Do that.
हूँ।
You
आई
can still.
थिंक दिस।
This is good. This works. अच्छा, एक I was wondering, does being violent and you can still hear me, right?
या आई कैन हियर।
Yeah. So I was wondering, does being violent and does having an image of uh, being a violent nation in some way win you some respect in few circles? Like I have
नॉट
noticed
रियली
that
एट ऑल।
like Chechens
यार
and
असल में
Dagestanis, I have noticed kind of respect Afghans.
yeah, Chechens and Afghanis respect Afghans because of that they understand the religion and they understand that they that their fight is a lawful fight, or their ideology is also the same, that the man is for the world and the woman is for the house. So they have the similar concepts and similar ideas. So that's why they respect each other. इसी तरह अगर
Mm.
मैं किसी दागिस्तानी से मिलता हूँ, they also respect me because I'm a Pakistani। और इसी तरह ताथरों को मैं अगर बताता हूँ कि मैं पाकिस्तानी मुसलमान हूँ, और तो they understand, they try to connect the dots। But for Russians, for Russians, इनकी जो वॉर थी ना अफगानिस्तान के साथ, it
Mhm.
was so monopolized and so manipulated that they still think कि Islam is a violent religion by itself। So even यहाँ पे जो Muslims है ना, they are not Muslims anymore। They are
Mhm.
fragments of Islam. Or they are not even fragments of Islam. They're like just Muslim by their name. They're like Turkish. They drink alcohol, they sleep with a lot of women, they do everything that they want. They eat pork, they eat anything. They call themselves agnosticism or agnostics or what the hell is that thing? So हर एक नेशन जो है ना रशिया में they try to avoid being in this discussion about being a Muslim, being Islam. So that's why. यहाँ पे जितने भी तातर हैं, they are, I haven't met anyone who is a practicing Muslim at all. So this is
Not
just the
even
cultural
Tatars, not
thing.
even even Tatars
God,
aren't
no,
practicing Muslims.
not at all.
यानी कि
Tatars
ले
are
दे के
maybe the
दागिस्तानी
worst of
और
the
चेचन रह
Tatars.
जाते हैं खाली.
And Tatars तो बिल्कुल full yo यहाँ के Muslims and that's why they are loved because they don't have an identity anymore. They're not
Hmm.
Muslims. They do anything that they want and they are like Russians, so that's why they are loved. They are not being frowned upon like Dagestani who has a strong identity of Muslim. Like Chechen,
Hmm.
actually Dagestan में भी ये सब कुछ नहीं है. Dagestanis are also um drinkers and they do a lot of these things. So रशिया में रह के सब कुछ सब एक ही तरह के हैं. चेचन्स
हाँ
भी वैसे
लेकिन
ही हैं.
फिर भी पता चल जाता है कि
फिर भी
कौन लोग.
they're yeah फिर भी you
uh,
can understand कि yes they are still more practicing people. So yeah, it's like this.
have you ever thought of marrying a Muslim Chechen or Muslim Dagestani?
Me,
Yeah.
यार मेरी तो शादी से वैसे ही जान जाती है, मैं अगर सच बताऊं.
You?
यार औरतों को संभालना बहुत मुश्किल काम है.
This is not gonna. You do understand me. I'm going to upload this to YouTube. But that's the best part, saying what you think.
I'm not going to,
So,
yeah, I'm not going to talk about.
I don't know. I've noticed people who are into fitness, men who are very disciplined and have a lot of skills. Like, I'm pretty sure you know cooking as well. है ना?
Oh, great! I'm a great cook.
हाँ ना. So I've noticed that men who are very disciplined, very focused, very much into fitness, they know how to. Basically, they can go live in a fucking cave. If it comes down with that.
Exactly.
Those, है ना?
आज मैं यही बात
Those,
कर रहा था. मैं कहता I would prefer living in a cave than living in Dubai.
हाँ.
Like, I
मतलब
hate Dubai so much.
मतलब these type of men, such type of men, your kind of men especially, they either marry very late or they end up marrying no one.
Not at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
यार इसकी बड़ी खास वजह. Let me explain to you. Marrying for the sake of marriage is completely useless to me.
Mhm.
I want a partner in life, not adopt a kid. ठीक है. और I don't want someone to cling on me. I want them to have their own ambition, their own spark, their own fire. I like such kind of people who have their own spark, own ambition. They are passionate about something, even the smallest things. I don't want anyone to cling on me. So मुझे गोद लेने का शौक नहीं है. तो मैरिज में
No pun intended.
या या शादी एग्जैक्टली शादी में या तो औरत मर्द को गोद ले लेती है या मर्द औरत को गोद ले लेता है. सो इफ यू हैव दिस माइंडसेट कि अच्छा यार मैं यहाँ सरवाइव नहीं कर सकता, मुझे शादी करके रहना और मेरी जिंदगी बड़ी मुश्किल हो गई है यहाँ पे प्रेशर, तो आई डोंट हैव एनी प्रेशर एट ऑल. मैरिज होती है, इफ आई फाइंड अ राइट पर्सन देन डेफिनेटली. इफ नॉट आई एम नॉट गोइंग एनीवेयर. आई एम
But
नॉट गोइंग टू मैरी एनीवन.
do you feel that male urge to spread your seed?
Very, very nicely put.
That one of my qualities. So,
Yeah.
do you feel like,
क्या
children here and
डोनेशन शुरू
there?
कर दूं?
Uh,
डोनेशन शुरू कर दूं?
yeah.
यार नहीं. You have to be responsible to own a kid. not like just spread your seed. This is like a बाकी यहाँ पे जो लोग हैं वो ये कह रहे होते हैं spread their seed and that's it. They don't take responsibility. For me, it's like very sacred. That if I spread my seed, that's my responsibility. Yeah.
Guess who is going to be very hot listening to all of this? A lot. Is that like, oh my God, very few red flags, very few red flags. We can tame him. We
You know,
can
this
tame
is the
him.
scary. This is the scariest thing for the women. This is the scariest thing for the women to have very low red flags. Because if you have a lot of red flags, then you can act out. So you have a lot
Mm.
of opportunities that you can be your own red flag and still get into this marriage because you are not afraid or you don't have to match that standard. Like, and if
This
there are
is
very few
so
red flags,
profound. Oh my God, it's
yeah,
sinking in now. It's so
yeah,
profound because देखिए
yeah,
पता है humans. A lot of humans are weak. They need a shoulder,
yeah,
and Hannah, and of course they look for a shoulder that would accept them. And why would a shoulder accept them if it's so clean, so perfect? And if they themselves feel like they are bringing in some dirt,
yeah, exactly. They
Hannah.
know they don't. A woman will always choose another man other than me, and I have been into this. So I call this. It's called for example zone. When a woman want a man like you, but not you. The thing is that they think that you are so perfect that they have to be perfect in order to be with you. And they are not willing to put that effort. And it's very hard. For example, मैं जैसे अपने आप को maintain करता हूँ, I know how challenging it is. I am very high maintenance myself. I do sports, I do everything, I cook, and I do everything alone. And I know I would be responsible with another woman. But you know what else this shows? That I won't give enough room to bullshit me as well. I won't leave enough room to be on a lower standard. So if a woman understands this, yes, there is no room for laziness in this relationship. They will never choose me because
Mm.
I am very high maintenance myself, so they need to be on their toes all the time. So this is a very challenging position to be in.
But
Women
also,
will always chase a man, which is
isn't it realistic? Okay, you too wouldn't find a lot of women, you could say, satisfactory. Like you're a person who would want them to
yeah,
be
for me, it's
athletic.
not a problem. Yeah, for me, it's not a problem. The problem is with the women. Okay, how would they convince themselves, okay, I would be with this man? Especially with the women who are young and who are still youthful and everything. Women in their late 30s absolutely adore me. Women in their 50s are falling in love with me because this is the man they realize that they wanted to be with, but it's too late now. Lekin, the women who are in their 20s, 25, 26, they don't really understand. And it's a very high maintenance thing to be with a man who is young and who is still able to do all of it. So they will always take a man who is lazy, who is cold to them, who is playing these games. So it gives them a sense of passion, uh, hallucination, like an illusion of passion, who will make them feel bad about themselves. And this will give them an illusion that, okay, I have to work hard to chase this man. And that's giving me a satisfaction. When you are doing something, you're working hard to achieve something, then you convince your mind that, okay, this is worth it because you are not right. It's very basic. When you are doing something very hard and when you are making a lot of effort, यानी कि अगर तुमने कोई एक बहुत महंगी चीज बहुत for example, you have bought a Chinese leather bag for $1,000. You will convince yourself that I have spent $1,000 and it's a very good thing. You don't want to let go of that $1,000 in order to move on. Okay, all of this effort that I put to make him even look at me is is worth it because now you're convincing yourself. So that's how human psychology work. We need we like this hot and cold relationships because that makes us that these relationships or these interactions make us work hard for them. It's like the sense of achievement that I have achieved something, even if it's bad, even if you understand that it's not right. So that's
Don't
why
you
women have the, yeah,
don't you think
go
then
on.
the conservative formula solves this problem? Snaps
Not
this
really.
female
No,
tribe
no, 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 no.
and gets them into
Yeah, yeah.
gets them
The
with
thing is
stable men.
that also eradicates the charm of passion,
Hmm.
the ambition. So it also takes out all the passion, achievement, and drive from women and men as well. When you are in this culture that this traditional method will just set you up, there is no passion, there is no refining yourself, there is no working hard on yourself. मैंने एक चीज के ऊपर तो I have touched upon this point that when you feel good about yourself or when you try to convince yourself that this is a good relationship, even if it's a toxic one, because you are working hard for it. Like, and then there is another part when you're working hard on yourself to be a better person in yourself. This is another thing when these kind of relationships or these kind of arrangements where the marriage is arranged, it eradicates all of these aspects. तुमने देखा नहीं है कि जहाँ जहाँ पे arranged marriages होती हैं, how the men and women are, have you ever tried to talk to them? What is the topic of conversation? कि आज खाने में क्या बनाएं, दाल के चावल बनाएं, क्या बनाएं, इस तरह की उनकी conversations नहीं है. They don't read books, they don't read literature, they don't read history because they don't have to. They don't work on themselves. आदमी का इतना बड़ा पेट होता है, औरत जो होती है वो बिल्कुल थकी होती है जिंदगी से, चार बच्चे पैदा हो चुके होते हैं. That's how these, there is no passion, there is no ambition in their life, there is nothing to be a good example for this world, there is no concept of leaving a legacy, leaving something betterment for your next generation, for your, that's how these cultures work. So there is a vice of every part. जहाँ पे passion exist करता है वहां पे फिर the passion of thrill exist करता है. And people chase thrill and people think the thrill and they mistake the stability for confusion, for boring, for uh, sedentary. उनके लिए thrill ये है कि we have to work on it. So that's a relationship that I have to work on it. वो मुझे कॉल छोड़ देता है, मुझे मैसेज नहीं करता, मुझे ये नहीं करता, so I have to work for it. I have to earn his respect. That
Have to
becomes thrill. A man who
satisfy
is giving
him.
respect. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. And a man who is cultured and who is respectful and who knows all of this, he doesn't need all of it. लड़की सोचेगी मुझे क्या, मुझे तो कुछ भी नहीं करना पड़ेगा. How would I match his energy जब इसके पास हर चीज है? How would I satisfy this
Don't you
thirst?
think?
So there is no thrill.
Don't you think we humans, we as a species, have been in so much wars, so much calamities. हम पश्तो में कहते हैं मुझ जान तकार बोलूं. Like we want some work for ourselves. Like maybe
Yeah,
this stability and peace is a double-edged sword. मतलब it affects you on a micro level, like मतलब एक national level से आप करके घराने के level तक जाओ. That is what I'm referring to as a micro level. Maybe uh maybe the stable type of person going to war and and with the probability of never coming back being super high would restore passion. Maybe that's how we're supposed to
yeah.
live.
Not really. Not really. It's not like we are not in war anymore. अभी तो अभी तो 2025 चल रहा है तो हर जगह तो लड़ रहे हैं लोग. अभी रिसेंटली तो पाकिस्तान इंडिया लड़के हटा. So there is no way that there is no war. Uh, the
Like
passion and this thrill is not
war in the
about the uncertainty of mortality. यानी कि तुमने इसको जोड़ दिया mortality के साथ के the
not
chance that he
necessarily,
would live or not.
not necessarily that too partially, but generally with uncertainty. I think it's
या
primarily
अनसर्टेनिटी
some sort
कैसे?
of uncertainty. I feel like that.
या
अब
तो
जो अभी
हाँ,
modern
तो
wars है ना,
अनसर्टेनिटी।
modern wars,
हाँ।
pardon me, modern wars are very segregated. एक civilians बहुत बच जाते हैं, समझ रहे हैं? I mean, not in certain part of the world. और बाकी ये है कि
This is gonna
I
be a
feel
very,
कि
very controversial talk.
yes, लेकिन
This is
I feel I feel like कि कोई ना कोई मसला चाहिए होता है। अगर मसला ना होना तो आपस में बनाते हैं।
यार, यही तो भी मैंने थोड़ी देर पहले बताया कि दिस इज एन इल्यूजन ऑफ फैशन।
Then what
तुम
is
एक
passion?
इल्यूजन क्रिएट कर रहे हो।
What's an
Yeah,
actual
passion
passion?
is working on yourself, working on yourself. Passion is having an ambition to work on yourself, to be a better version of yourself, to leave something for the world, to be good to the rest of the world, not chasing something or thinking of uncertainty or connecting all of these things to passion. They are not passion anymore. They are the illusion of passion that gives you an illusion that you're in a passion that actually is not. It's an unhealthy kind of chase. It's like chasing a wild ducks, which is in itself is passion, but you know the end result is not good. The real passion is that you think thoroughly about your standing in society, your standing in around the people that you are with, your society as a person, your society as an example of your ethnicity, your nation, your religion, everything. So it's like taking responsibility, taking the ownership of everything that you have given in life, and then preaching good, still
Mm.
being able to preach better. With all the hardships, you don't fall victim to this hardship. You don't play the victim game. You own it like a champion. You stand up, and then you still be a good man. And then you still have ambitions to do better for the world, rather than के यार जिंदगी ने तो बहुत मुश्किल कर दिया मेरे लिए, तो अब मैं क्यों लोगों के लिए करूं, बस ठीक है, यहाँ पे मैं भी इसी तरह ही बुरा बनूंगा अगर सब इस तरह करें। These are the two weakest things. You own everything that you are given. You own the hardships. You own everything. It's not like everyone is having a luxurious life. You own it, and then you still be the person that you want to be. You still get up early in the morning and you still train on your body because that's your responsibility to yourself. That I have to be fit. And when you're fit, you have to be a better person to the rest of the people. You have to lead as an example. This is tough. This is high maintenance. So that's passion that gives you this satisfaction that, okay, with all of this, with everything falling apart, I'm still content with myself that I'm not like everyone else. That's the passion. That's the healthy passion that you need to work on. So यही तो मसला, हम
Do you
uncertainties को और हम, हाँ बोलो।
do you think hypothetically, if all humans were to become like this, the hierarchical structure would collapse, no?
हायरार्किकल स्ट्रक्चर किस तरह का, मतलब कि like a patriarchal structure, like a governmental structure? Yes, it will collapse. The
It will
governmental
collapse.
structure, then
Huh?
yeah, they would have no one to control because
Exactly.
everyone is a stable man. Everyone will not take words of a government or not take words on listened on a radio as gospel truth. They will research. So that's why everyone will collapse, and nobody wants that. The leadership never would want that. That's why they have a lot of distractions. That's why they have associated lust with passion. They have associated um, sense with passion, uncertainty with passion. So this is the reason that what we are seeing is religion, Islam हमें completely different चीज सिखाता है.
Mm.
Why everyone is against Islam? क्योंकि Islam is a very disciplined religion. It gives you the strength to be a good man despite all the hardships.
Yeah.
Prophet Muhammad की life जो थी वो क्या आसान थी? It was not an easy life. It was one of the hardest lives in the history. They had to. He had the cardinal responsibility to be a man of example. with all the hardships, with all the atrocities around him, even his family against him, and yet he did it. He never flinched. ये इतनी बड़ी एग्जांपल है कि व्हेन हजरत हमजा को क्या नाम था उस औरत का जिसने
Hinda,
मार के, हाँ, हिंदा ने मार के उनके कान जो थे वो
liver,
इस तरह अपने, या
chew किया था उनके
yeah, so
liver liver के पास.
any yeah, exactly, any man in the world, even the most prestigious and most kind and most stable man would have taken revenge. इस्लाम कहता है हाथ के बदले हाथ, आंख के बदले आंख। मोहम्मद ने कहा था कि मैं इसका तो चेहरा भी नहीं देखना चाहता, चले जो मैंने माफ किया। That's the strength, that's the passion of strength, that is the passion toward religion, that is the passion toward your duty, that you are still being an example to the whole humankind rather than falling victim to your desire or to your sorrow in this particular point of view. So that's passion. हमने passion को बहुत गलत चीजों से associate कर दिया. Passion is completely something different. Passion is the drive. Passion is this fire inside you. Passion ये थोड़ी है कि हमने passion को बहुत गलत चीजों से associate कर दिया हुआ.
The sentence
That's the
completed
thing.
itself in my head. But
Yeah.
then, acha, do you have a vision?
What?
Do you have a vision long term?
Vision. Vision. Of course. Of course, I have a lot of vision. I work, everything that I aim to do is towards a vision that I have in my head. It's
Could you
about the
share?
betterment of society. It's a very general and very small vision. It's like not leaving this world without leaving something good. यानी कि I just don't want to stay in this world for the sake of living कि अच्छा पैदा हुए मर गए बस खत्म. I want to leave something for the people. और
Like
लिविंग का
what?
मतलब ये नहीं है कि मैं कोई बहुत बड़ा, हाँ एग्जैक्टली मैं इसी चीज पे आने लगा था कि इट्स नॉट लाइक कि यू हैव टू रियली लीव अ ह्यूज समथिंग कि तुम कोई कैसल लीव करके चले जाओ. इट्स नॉट समथिंग लाइक दैट. इट्स लाइक लिविंग, even if a single person is convinced, yes, I have to be a better person for the society. Yes, I have to take responsibility. That's enough. And I mean, in small ways, I'm doing it. But even with that, I still want to have something left for the next generation, a business or uh, a rule book, I would say, कि how to live life fully, how to fully live life. It's not like कि just घर में बैठे रहो और uh, सोचते रहो. You have to go out, you have to meet people, you have to understand, you have to read, you have to learn every single day how to live life fully. You have to have experiences in life. So that's the thing that you need to understand, that that's the passion. That is the passion. That is actually the example of passion. It's not something that we have associated with. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's a simple
Do,
vision that you just have
you
to
know
be a
what
good
I
version of yourself. So yeah,
find interesting talking to you is sometimes you sound like an absolute psychopath with
yeah,
the ideas and the discipline and everything, and a general vibe of not being attached and not being driven by emotions. But then you also sound like a person who is beyond himself. मतलब who is not, मतलब psychopaths are very self-centered, right? The world needs to serve them,
yeah,
but here you feel like serving the world. This is मतलब ये बड़ी
yeah.
confusing सी चीज है. It's a very interesting. reality about you. And I do not know how you became the way you are. Like exactly what chronology of events, of life events, and grooming and experiences and thought processes and the stuff that you consume in terms of books and movies and documentaries or ideas made you the way you are. But what do you think? What made you the way you are?
Probably religion has made me the way I am, and a bit of Iqbal.
You really liked Iqbal. You bring him up a lot.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Just read his poem Shaheen. Shaheen, it starts with किया उस खाकदां से किनारा जहां रिज्क का नाम है आबो दाना. That's it. बियाबां की खलबत खुश आती है मुझको कि फितरत है अजल से मेरी राहबाना. न बादे बहारी न गुलची न बुलबुल न बीमारी ये नगमाए आशिकाना. ये पूरब ये पश्चिम चकोरों की दुनिया मेरा नीलगू आसमां है बेकिरान. It's a beautiful poem. You have to read it.
If I understand it, that is.
Why not? Just read it from Adibat. Just look it up. Adibat. They have a English translation. They have Urdu summarization as well. Yeah, explanation. And then there is another poem that I really admire. It's called Lalai Sehrai.
Hmm.
Lalai Sehrai, a beautiful poem as well.
Is it? पता नहीं मुझे. I can think of some stanzas from Iqbal. पता नहीं बंदा इस सहराई समथिंग करके जिसमें
बंदे
माउंटेन्स और
सहराई भी है
डेजर्ट्स के
लेकिन
लोगों के
लाला से
बारे में बोला है.
यस 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 वो भी है लेकिन लाला सहराई is a beautiful poem. I am.
But I've
You
also.
really have to
Hmm.
you have to read philosophy. Post, a beautiful poem. Das spoke Zarathustra from
हाँ हाँ.
Nietzsche.
तो ये किस लैंग्वेज में?
Das English में do you find the translation? Original is in German, but it's
हाँ,
English
ओरिजिनल
as
जर्मन
well.
में.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not like Iqbal के हर चीज ही सिर्फ उर्दू में है. वो they have very good
पर्शियन में
English
होती है.
translation from Penguin. Yeah. Actually, Zarathustra was Persian. पता है तुम्हें?
Sure.
Zarathustra Zarathustra is a prophet of Zarautism. So this is a beautiful poem called Thus Spake Zarathustra. And Iqbal's version of Khudi is derived from Nietzsche's version of Übermensch. So that's it. So you have to understand philosophy. You have to understand that how does they all link. You will understand meaning as well. So probably they are the things that inspire me.
But you do
I read
understand.
them.
But you do understand. People end up embracing different philosophies.
Yeah, of course, why not? It's just something that clicks with you.
Who introduced Iqbal to you?
No one, Iqbal was introduced to me by myself. So I started reading it, Shikwa, Jawab-e Shikwa, and then there is a very popular poem called, it's as much as Shikwa, Jawab-e Shikwa, but एक मिनट मैं तुम्हें बताता हूँ. It's called, I have sent, so there is a friend, I think you remember him, Ali Khan. They used to have very nice very deep conversation with him. The last message I have sent him is the human heart is a secret whose disclosure is grief. सायरे दिल के लिए गमे शहपरे परवाज है राज है इंसान का दिल गम इंकशाफ राज है. So he has responded with that. I continued the conversation. We are not just the sum of our neural connections.
Do you feel lonely?
Sometimes, but it's not like something that I despise. I like being lonely.
Why?
Why not?
That's a counter question. Why yes?
Well, I don't like crowds, first of all. And it's better to be lonely with knowledge and with knowledge accompanying you rather than in a society of noise.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Would you
prefer
class
that.
it?
I would I love to have a good company where I can have a good deep conversation. I enjoy that, but I would not prefer to be in a society of noise all the time rather than being alone. I would prefer loneliness in that. I would, it's not loneliness, I would prefer solitude.
Solitude is a, yeah,
Yeah,
it has a positive
yeah,
connotation to it. अच्छा मुझे एक और
yeah,
बात
it's
बताना.
not
What's the,
pejorative. Yeah,
yeah, it's not a pejorative. What's the longest you have been able
yeah.
to tolerate someone with you, like maybe living in the same space or, being roommates, stuff like
Probably
that?
3 months. Probably 3 months.
And what's the deal
The
breaker?
longest I have tolerated someone.
What's the usual deal breaker?
What's the usual deal breaker? Yeah, usual deal breaker would be someone clinging on me. This is one of the usual deal breakers. Uh, if they're living in a hostel, for example, the longest I lived with someone is 3 years with Nakash in hostel. So it
ये
wasn't
के
like he was clinging on here. EME, yes. So it's like 3 years I have lived with a person. But I don't tolerate lack of responsibility. Yes, that's the thing. I don't tolerate lack of responsibility. So you have to complete your part. Yeah.
complete. Oh,
उसके
okay.
साथ भी मेरी एक दो दफा भी जब लड़ाई हुई है यही हुई है कि don't leave your things like this. And they understood. And for the 3 years, nobody smoked in my room. Everybody knew that I'm very intolerant of smoking. तो ये मेरे बाहर ठंड होती थी. सख्त ठंड में बैठा हुआ वो आ जाता था. क्या नाम है इसका? यार वो एक लड़का था.
Fazan?
हामिद.
अच्छा.
हामिद हामिद फिजान हामिद दोनों. कि यार भाई बहुत ठंड है मैं सिगरेट पीने दे. मैं कहता था भाई बाहर जाओ ना, तो ना, नहीं तो ना पियो.
Hmm.
इतना मसला है ठंड से तो ना पियो. अगर पीना ही है तो जाओ बाहर. फिर ठंड से मसला नहीं होना चाहिए. यहाँ पे नहीं पीना.
Have you never smoked? Have you never
Me?
smoked? Yeah.
Yeah, never.
Drink anything?
Nope, never.
कभी curious भी नहीं हुआ?
Nope. This is the thing that never triggered my curiosity. It's यार मुझे नहीं समझ आती जो लोग कहते हैं कि नॉट पार्ट ऑफ द क्यूरियोसिटी. भाई क्यूरियोसिटी और जो 700,000 चीजों के अंदर है वो नहीं तुमने कभी करनी. ड्रिंक में तुम्हें क्यूरियोसिटी होती है क्या? तुम इतना तुम्हारी लिमिटेड सोच है कि तुम्हें ड्रिंक स्मोकिंग में क्यूरियोसिटी होती है, लेकिन जो बाकी 50,000 चीजें हैं उनमें क्यूरियोसिटी नहीं होती.
What has tormented you the most mentally in life? Like one or two things.
I don't think so. That something has ever tormented. Torment is a very strong word. Tormented me emotionally, never.
Never. Okay, let's switch to a milder word. like something that has negatively affected you mentally?
Yeah, negatively affected you mentally? I don't think so. I never let anything affect me mentally. Yeah, mentally affect करने का मतलब है if that effect is positive, then yes. If that effect is negative, why would I let that happen? I have very strong morals.
Do you have
I
an
don't
office
really
routine there in
like
Russia? Yeah, घर से work from home है.
no
It's like you.
work from home, work from anywhere.
Like how do you manage your routine? उठ के सुबह, you told me that you go for something. Every day is like kind of a new day. Sometimes you start with some extreme physical activity.
Yeah,
Um,
it depends. Every day is a different one. Monday is boxing in the morning. Tuesday is table tennis in afternoon and tennis in the evening. Wednesday is boxing in the afternoon. I have work in the morning, swimming. Thursday is table tennis again in the afternoon. Then I go sometime in the evening as well. Friday is boxing twice. So usually it's every day it's different. So I don't really can give you a concrete answer, but it's like sticking to the routine, like
hmm,
getting up, doing part of the responsibility, and leading the day rather than living the day.
hmm. अच्छा, uh, मुझे ये बताएं कि are you focused when you're doing something?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am very focused. I have to do it like in a single go. For example, when I'm working out, I'm focused in working out. मुझे पता होता है कि second time और ये किस तरह चल रहा है. I have to complete my exercise before something because I don't just do one sports in a single day. I do like multiple sports. I go to the gym, I do CrossFit there probably, and then I will go to the boxing class. So I need to have a bit of rest. जिसके दरम्यान, if I have a few meetings from work, I will do take that. The work assignments, I will do it later. So I arrange everything in a quick whim that how I need to do or need to go about the day. So it's
Have you
like
ever
that.
had sleeping
Very
problems?
focused. नो नो
No.
शुक्र अल्लाह का मैं कभी नहीं आई स्लीप मैं आंखें बंद करता हूँ and I'm gone unless there is something going wrong with my stomach or something like that that wakes me up but I never had any sleeping problems.
Do you have any medical, long-standing medical conditions? कोई भी problem? जैसे कुछ लोगों को IBS होता है, कुछ को कुछ और होता है. कोई ऐसी चीजें?
I don't think so, no.
ऐसे जब आपने वर्कआउट
IBS
स्टार्ट किया था,
irritated bowel spasm, yeah.
bowel syndrome जो होता है, I remember
Yeah,
you telling me that you used to be obese.
yeah, I won't call it obese. I was overweight. Obese is
Mhm.
a strong term. I wasn't obese. I was quite over अभी recently जब मैं यहाँ पे आया हूँ 1.5 महीना पहले I was 87 kilos.
Hmm.
My waist was 36. It's
Wow.
1.5 months, probably around 7 weeks already. I am 79 kilos at this moment, and my waist is 31.6. And in the next 3 weeks, I would be in my normal shape as well
Which is?
because I know which is around 30 inches waist and 76, 77 kilos weight.
Hmm. Being, I remember you around 66 kilograms. 66, 67, and then
No, it's
70.
68, yeah.
Uh,
68, 70, yeah. 68 to 70, I was there, yeah. उसके बाद I gained weight as well. When I left for Karachi, I gained weight again, 92 kilos. And then I went back to my physical fitness to 71, 72 kilos. Absolutely ripped. तुमने मुझे देखा हुआ तब
कब का?
जब मैंने EME के बाद 1 साल बाद ये मी के 1 साल
मैं आपको
बाद
एक
if I
मजे की बात
have
बताऊं।
my tele
मैं आपको मजे की बात बताता हूँ। आई थिंक आई
हम्म,
सॉ यू ईएमई के 1 1.5 साल बाद ऑन अ हाइकिंग ट्रेल यू पास मी बाय एंड आई वाज
अच्छा
विद yeah, you were coming down and I was with a friend of mine and मतलब she had this भूल
यार
के यार
वो टाइम था।
जल्दी 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 ऊपर जाना है but I did not say salam to you because of what happened Faizan वाले उस सारे episode में I was like maybe he's not going to respond well so I just passed by you didn't notice me.
I don't really, yeah, Fazan wala incident was a stupid incident. But anyway, so I don't really take these things to heart. मैं तुम्हें दिखाता हूँ. I tracked my full progress. अभी भी I track
Your
my
arm
progress.
looks huge. What's the measurement?
Not really. I don't know. Probably 15 and a half, 16.
मतलब आपका वो है ना आपकी bone
Yeah.
endings पतली है your
Yeah.
especially your wrist and then it becomes huge going back like it
Yeah.
becomes a border. Whoa.
ये 1 साल पुरानी है.
How do
And
you
let
get
me
rid
show
of
you
lower
जब.
belly fat?
Yeah, it's just discipline. It's just food that you eat.
पता है मैंने एक बड़ी weird चीज notice की है so I tried a lot of things ना मेरी body में तो वैसे भी fat नहीं आता I am a hard gainer मेरा weight ठक करके 62 पे चला जाता है ठक करके 68 पे चला जाता है मैं ट्रेन करना स्टार्ट करूँ तो और मैं जब ईएमई में आया तो मेरा वेट 54 kgs था
Mm.
सो बेसिकली मैं वो मैल नरिश
54 kg.
या
Man,
54
nourished.
या वो मैल नरिश नहीं होते जो मैगजीन्स के फ्रंट पे लगाई होती है तस्वीर मेरा लिटरली
कौन
वो था
मैगजीन के फ्रंट पे मैल नरिश डालता है?
मतलब ये जो अफ्रीकन स्टोरीज को कवर कर रहे होते हैं I'm that this is coming up very not पॉजिटिव तो खैर एनीवे तो मेरा ये था मेरी ये तो मेरी स्ट्रेंथ थी फॉर सम वियर्ड रीजन मतलब मेरी अपनी बॉडी से ज्यादा स्ट्रेंथ थी और पता नहीं उसका उसका शायद यही रीजन होगा कि एक एंग्शियस लाइफ थी और वो जो आपके मसल्स के ऊपर क्या होते हैं वो न्यूरल पाथवेज होते हैं क्या होते हैं इज दैट यू
Yeah,
हाउ डू यू गेट दिस साइड वाली डेफिनेशन लाइक
this
दीस
is easy.
ऑब्लिक्स
ये जो, yes, obliques. This is easy. It's just, oh, मैं abs बहुत rarely train करता हूँ. It's all about core strength. Um, in combat training, you have to have a lot of core strength. मैं यहाँ पे kickboxing कर रहा था इस दौरानिया में. Kickboxing gets your obliques and this Adonis belt that you are referring to really cleared out.
अच्छा
Yeah, because
पता है
you impact a lot.
Okay, so what worked? I have not tried kickboxing, but I have tried MMA for a while. I have tried Muay Thai for a while. But you know what worked best for me was being in Gilgit for 1.5 years and just walking a lot. Just walking a lot. Not even running. Like running से नहीं मुझे लगता होता है. और मैं recently I was watching a video on Instagram from a very credible banda who was explaining how walking in a weird way triggers fat burning, which is something that I was not at. Like when people would walk, I was like, do something. Why are you just walking? That and
नहीं, walking
pull-ups,
walking
pull-ups,
engages fat
pull-ups.
burning.
हाँ, exactly. और pull-ups करते हुए ना, I would always like raise my legs, always keep my abs engaged. मुसलसल 10 12 किए फिर किए 70 पूरे किए तब तक वो किया these two activities have helped me lose lower belly fat, which is like the only type of fat that I get. थोड़ा सा side में इधर आ जाता है. More than anything else, like I have tried पता नहीं कौन सी ऐप की रूटीन सारी चीज़. But this
आपकी
has
रूटीन से कुछ भी नहीं होता. It's all about
कुछ भी नहीं था.
the yeah, आपकी रूटीन से कुछ भी नहीं. I rarely train abs. I rarely train abs. It's just about doing every exercise standing up. यानी
You
कि
used to
unless कि you're doing with chest bends.
core engaged
जो तुम्हें
exactly.
याद है मैंने तुम्हें बताया था कि just try to do every single exercise standing up यानी कि
Mm,
डंबल प्रेस और
shoulder
बाइसेप
press,
कर्ल्स just do yeah हर चीज करनी है just do it standing up.
standing up exactly. ये तो मैं
Yeah.
खुद नेचुरली भी ये करता हूँ बट आई डू रिमेम्बर यू यूज्ड टू ट्रेन एप्स रोलर्स आप यूज कर रहे होते थे ईएमई के टाइम में.
हाँ लेकिन अब उसके बाद यार उस वक्त एप्स इतने तो नहीं थे उस वक्त एप्स थे ही नहीं लेकिन उसके बाद जब एक्चुअली फिजिक पे काम किया ना कि really see how the body responds to different exercises. My abs की exercise was barely there. I condition abs for impacts, यानी कि punching और उन चीज़ों के लिए I condition them.
हम्म.
लेकिन it's not like कि ये सारी चीज़ें जो हैं abs की exercise करने से abs के ऊपर से fat कम होता है कभी भी नहीं होता. For the
नहीं होता.
conditioning, for the strength, you need to train abs, but
What are your
for
favorite
getting rid of
exercises?
fat, not favorite exercises. There is no favorite exercise in the world. Everything is needs to be painful to get you results.
And let's say if you
Compound exercise. My favorite exercise, if I would recommend one exercise to anyone, it would be clean and press.
clean and press वो जो नीचे से उठा के you do this. Okay,
Yeah, and
why?
then back to the bottom. It's a full body exercise. It will train
Hmm.
every single muscle in your body. And it's the high impact exercise. यानी कि you don't control the movement. It's a twitch exercise and then you place it back. So your muscle work in a way that they're supposed to work. The shoulders work in a way that they are supposed to work. Your abs are engaged in a way that they are supposed to work in a natural, athletic way. The bodybuilder खड़े होकर राम राम से कर रहे होते हैं. It's not like that. It's a more athletic exercise. It involves a lot of muscles. It involves your rotator cuffs, your balancing, your adductors,
Hmm. Like,
abductors, all of them. So it works a lot. So
and
this
what
is
other
the exercise.
exercise? If you had to pick three.
Yeah, this I would, if I just have to do three exercises in my whole life, I would do clean and press, burpees,
Hmm.
and deadlifts.
Hmm. A deadlift with what type of bar? Hex bar? Yeah, normal.
Any bar,
Any
either.
bar?
Yeah,
I find it very difficult to do it
but
with a
deadlift.
normal bar. I prefer, I don't know, I like hex bar wali deadlift, pull-ups, like slow, different variations wali pull-ups, and probably sprints, like extreme sprints. I love those.
Oh. Yeah, if I would involve another exercise, it would be speed row.
वो जो ropes पकड़ के यूं कर रहे होते हैं.
नहीं speed row.
Oh,
Jump,
that. Yeah,
jump
yeah,
rope.
yeah, 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 yeah. You used to do that EMI के दौरान भी. What? मेरे ख्याल से तो वो आपकी एक्सप्लोसिवनेस बहुत अच्छी कर देती है ना?
या वो बॉडी माइंड कोऑर्डिनेशन बड़ी अच्छी करती है आपके बॉडी के साथ या बाजुओं के साथ कोऑर्डिनेशन टांगों की बहुत बेहतर कर देती है आपकी आई कोऑर्डिनेशन बहुत अच्छी हो जाती है आपकी हियरिंग कोऑर्डिनेशन बड़ी अच्छी हो जाती है सो इट्स अ वेरी गुड एक्सरसाइज इफ यू आर इनटू कॉन्टैक्ट स्पोर्ट्स
Hmm.
if yeah for example boxing or table tennis they're very alike in a lot of different ways
Hmm.
यानी कि I got better in table tennis because of boxing, and I got better in boxing because of table tennis. It was like a closed circuit.
I get it. I get it. There's this famous boxer, जिसका football बहुत फारिग था. So his father made him do some Russian form of dance, and then he came back and he was like
Yeah,
just blasting everyone.
I
They
did.
didn't know
I
where he
learned
would
dance as
be.
well.
Oh, what type?
I learned dance as well. Yeah, I learned samba, cha cha cha, rumba, and Russian waltz.
I think I've only heard of Samba.
Yeah, so I have learned all of these four dances. I used to go there regularly. before it was part of the training for boxing as well, but I haven't gone there now because वहां पे जिम में अब लड़कियां ही लड़कियां होती हैं. No, I feel uncomfortable.
You feel being, you feel you might get harassed.
Yeah,
अच्छा, tell
not
me about
might get.
dance. What's special about dancing?
Yeah, a lot of coordinations of your body, synchronized coordination, very good for combos. Amazing. Yeah.
If you had to pick one form of training, dancing, martial arts keep training, bodybuilding, calisthenics, I don't know, plyometrics, whatever, swimming, horse riding, just one form of training. Which one would you pick?
Swimming,
Why?
because of a lot of reasons. Swimming is an amazing sport. You can do a lot of things in water. Yani कि butterfly is a completely different form of swimming. Freestyle without stopping, amazing. So swimming is a lot of work on your body. You pull the
And
water, how you pull the water, how you glide through water, how you swim, how do you kick. So it's all a lot of different things that you can do with water.
and if you had to pick one more to combine with swimming,
Probably boxing.
why not Muay
I would
Thai
rather pick,
or
yeah,
kickboxing?
yeah, actually I would say कि I would pick Muay Thai, but it's just the charm of boxing, the discipline of boxing that I admire. I used to do Muay Thai and I like it because it's an actual real form of combat sports. You can use anything.
Yeah,
You can use eight limbs,
yeah.
elbows, knees, legs, punches, everything. So it's actually very realistic as compared to boxing. Because boxing is just the discipline of boxing.
Mm. I know, I
The
know.
coordination, the combination,
Yeah.
yeah, the breathing, the calmness. You don't have to go right
Boxing,
into the face, but you wait and you see and you observe and then you punch and you fuck that guy up. Yeah.
yeah. Boxing is in a lot of
You wait
ways,
for the moment. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Boxing is in a lot of ways a tamed hunter
Yeah.
type of thing,
Yeah.
right? It's very
Yeah.
tamed. Achha, what about foods? Like if you had to pick three or four foods for the rest of your life,
Three or four what?
foods, khane.
I was asked this question today as well. I was like, how do you pick a food? I mean, how? It's just so difficult.
Hmm.
I would pick
Hypotheticals.
fish, red fish. Red fish, amazing. मेरे पास red fish अभी भी पड़ी हुई है. I was going to cook red fish today, but now I can't.
You can
So
manage.
yeah, I can manage. I already ate something, so I'm not hungry. I have pecan nuts and macadamia. I will just eat a few of them. Good
So
path to
carry on.
diet. Fish for once. Yep. Mutton, definitely.
Hmm.
Roasted, barbecued. Perfect.
When you say mutton, do you mean lamb? Yeah, bakra.
Yeah, either of them, they're both the same. I would say the fattiness, but it's the same way as bakra as well. Bakra is more rich in flavor. So they're both good. I don't have a preference for either of them.
Third.
The third one, probably blueberries.
Interesting. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah, you need to have something from the ground as well.
And also antioxidants, bro.
Hmm? Yeah.
Antioxidants, like the amount of
And
antioxidants in berries
yeah.
in general
Yeah.
is off the charts. So you're not a very vegetarian type of
Yeah.
person. How many times do you eat a day?
Probably once or twice. That's it. More once more probable than usual
Wow. And don't you feel a lack of energy eating once? What time do you eat?
in the night.
Interesting. That's fascinating. Like not, I was expecting during the day. तो पूरे
During
दिन
the night.
एनर्जी कहाँ से लाते हैं? How does that happen?
Yeah, breakfast is the biggest scam the
वो
cereal
तो agreed,
industries have ever
agreed,
done.
agreed,
Human
100%.
beings don't need anything in the morning.
Agreed.
I have lived, I have lifted my maximum on an empty stomach in the evening, full day, nothing, because your body responds to that. As soon as you take in something in your body, your glucose level rises and
Hmm.
your insulin level
Insulin.
declines.
Yeah.
High insulin level means higher energy. So yeah, I usually eat in the evening. I don't get hungry often. जब मुझे भूख लगती है, I rarely feel hunger. मैं रात को बस खाना खा लेता हूँ because I need to get all of my nutrients.
Are you a big eater? एक दफा बैठ के सही
Yeah,
हेवी वाला ज्यादा.
yeah, yeah, I do.
So
Yes,
you have that evolutionary eating style intact, है ना? Of us
it's kind
going
of like that.
after. Yeah, yeah. यार ये बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बात है. जितनी चीजें पीछे जाके हमारी एवोल्यूशन से किस तरह से हम इवॉल्व हुए और कैसे हम इंसान फॉर द लॉन्गेस्ट पीरियड ऑफ टाइम रहते थे, जितनी चीजें जाके उससे मिलती हैं, वो सारी की सारी चीजें रिजल्ट इन बेटर हेल्थ, longevity, better mood, better focus, better organ functions, better everything.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, I have these honeysuckle berries with me. ये मेरे दोस्त के गार्डन से आई हुई हैं honeysuckle.
ये क्या होता है मुझे नहीं
A bit
पता.
tart.
I'm completely jahil about this.
Yeah, they're kind of like wild blueberries.
Ah,
These are tangerines. I find a lot of weird fruits here and everywhere I go. मैं रंग बिरंगे फल लेके आता हूँ, लाल रंग के केले, पीले रंग का तरबूज. So my friend used to say that you find the OCD. You are a nightmare to OCD people. You find the wrong colors.
रशियंस कैसे खाने खाते हैं
ये
ज्यादातर?
रशियन आलू खाते हैं और सूप पीते हैं, ज्यादा सूप पीते हैं, ड्राई सूप.
Hmm, hmm. This my questions will never end. So I don't know. I'm just going to upload this because I personally find you a
यार
very
कौन
unique.
सुनेगा इतने इतने
I don't
लंबी
know. I don't
डिस्कशन
know.
कौन
मुझे
सुनेगा.
मुझे आज पता चला है. आ, बड़े मजे की बात है और उसी के बाद मुझे जोश आया ऑफ टेक्सटिंग यू कि लेट्स कंप्लीट इट. कि there are people who while they're walking, while they're in gym, while they're doing daily mundane tasks, listen to my content. Like they just plug it in, and it's a very small
Mhm.
number of people, but they're very loyal to the content, if I am to put it like that. So अभी मुझे पता चला,
Yeah.
मोहतरमा ने मुझे बताया कि यार I listen to your content while I'm walking, doing stuff जिसमें कि वो नहीं है, and I just keep listening. तो I feel like जैसे हम कन्वर्सेशंस कर रहे हैं, जो हमारी क्यूरोसिटीज है, जो हमारी बातें हैं, जो कि लोगों के लिए बड़ी एसेंट्रिक है, देयर इज अ सबसेट ऑफ ह्यूमंस हु want to know these things, right? Who want to
Oh, I
engage
think
with
so.
such brands, who want to engage with these things, or they are in the process of becoming more like us, or more like you, or more like me, right? I mean, that's like one of the two reasons why one of the two or three reasons why people listen to anything, right? So maybe let's see what people have to say, and probably
Yeah,
I'll come back with more stuff I have in my head. Like right now, मेरे तो जितने questions I have literally asked everything. Of course, there are new things popping up, and my long term goal is to ease you into sharing very like very raw information, right, about everything. And yeah, let's see how that works out. How that works out. Shall I think let's end it. It's 11:57
yeah,
p.m. Pakistan. मैं सोता
great.
हूँ.
How
One
good
last
night.
question.
Yeah,
How many hours do you usually sleep?
probably 5 or 6.
That opens up so many more questions. But again, as I committed,
Hmm.
let's end it here. All right. Lovely talking to you,
Yeah,
sir. It's
yeah,
always
it was a
like I
pleasure.
at least I find it super interesting to talking to you. I don't give a flying fuck if anyone else does, honestly. If anyone, like if the only reaction I get on this video is a dislike, but I personally find talking to you fascinating. मुझे बहुत fascination होती है. I enjoy it. I learn stuff.
Great.
So see you soon then.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye. ख्याल करें अपना. अल्लाह हाफिज.
Love first. Love first.